Ladies and gentlemen,
Broski, how we doing?
What's up, bro? Can you hear me good?
To 6 days out.
Oh, cheers, man. Hold on. Let me get my cheers, bro.
What do you got in there? Are you allowed to say?
This is crystal. This is Crystal Light.
All right.
Yeah, so cheers. Let's get it in with Ken too. Let's see if Ken got a drink.
Kenneth.
Hey,
Where are
Ken,
you,
cheers.
Kenneth?
You got a
Good,
cup
guys.
with you? You got a cup of
just
water bottle?
just water.
That works. Yeah. Cheers. Cheers to Stu being
I
6
mean,
days out.
it kind of works, but
Yeah.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers, man. Let's see if Zay got
Cheers.
some. If Zay got something to drink. Let's see.
can
Throw
you
Zay in there.
can you cheers with a joint?
Zay,
We're raising a toast, Zay, to
the toast.
the New York Pro in 6 days.
Yeah, 6
What do you
days
got?
out.
I told you. I fucking told you, bro.
Cheers, bro.
Yeah.
I would
Too
I
predictable.
would love to be able to do the podcast high, just so I could just relax. But there were the few times I tried it, and I just couldn't. I mean, it was fine, but like I get like paranoid, like, oh, am I not talking enough? Am I fucking talking too much? And I was like, fuck this, I can't do it.
Yeah, man, I couldn't either.
can't.
I should do that one day though, like just for shits and giggles.
It could
That'd
work.
be funny.
Yeah.
I'll be afraid I'm gonna say something that I probably shouldn't say, and it's
Oh,
all
I definitely would. I definitely would. Beatty have to be quick with the editing.
Yeah. To be honest, I always kind of feel like that. Anytime I watch it over, I'm like, I don't like how that came out. It's never like too bad, but I'm like, in hindsight, I'm like, yeah, that could have came out better. I don't know, but that could just be being like self-conscious as well. I think what I don't like is I don't like when I come off, even if I'm joking, if I come off too harsh. Like with Rafa, I'm watching back, I'm like, I feel like I was a little too hard on Rafa. I'm like, damn, he wasn't that bad. Like, damn, like he wasn't sharp though. But I'm like, damn, it wasn't that bad, But just in comparison to Tonio, but still, I feel like I always want to show respect to the athletes because
yeah.
this is a really hard job.
If you watch that pod, if you watch how we were talking about Rafa, you would probably think he was 10 weeks out if you did see the actual video. Like, come on.
It's like more so I felt like, just my opinion, I felt like Tonio was played a little bit, you know what I'm saying? That's what it looked like to me. So I felt like I was defending Tonio, but I feel like we could do that in a way without putting the other person down, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Rafa don't give a fuck, but just me personally, I just want to do that.
How you feeling, Sue?
I'm pretty good, man. I'm just trying to chill out.
Yeah.
I usually do. a
We're
pretty
so
good job.
excited for you, man. Seriously.
I'm excited
You're
too.
gonna-
After seeing what the guys look like last night, at the Pittsburgh show. I'm excited to be over there with them. So I think both the guys who are going to be doing the show look great. So
You want to get right into Pittsburgh? We can do that.
well, before we do that, you might have just seen my wardrobe change.
Oh yeah, this is it.
If you want a shirt with my grumpy face on it, then go to the Serious Bodybuilding website and go buy one, because we have a bunch of these things. We need to get rid of them. And this is what the back looks like.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, pretty cool, huh? And the material, or the shirt, it's like a next level tri-blend. So like it drapes really good. It's a nice
Fancy.
material. So it's not one of those shitty cotton shirts.
Oh, he went fancy on it. He went
Oh
fancy.
yeah. Who designed it? Was it you or Macho? Who designed that face on the
We kind of worked together, but we like the actual design, we got some graphic designer do it. We took like a photo, and we had them like cartoonify it or whatever you want to call it.
because your face on there looks like one of those You know, the Ghibli artist that does the anim thing. It's like an anim version of you.
Yeah,
The flowing hair.
that wasn't intentional. The anime
It looks good.
resemblance
It looks good.
was I realized it after they finished the drawing, but I don't know. It doesn't look bad, I think.
It looks good. I like it.
It does look good.
I definitely copied myself once, so we gotta support our boy.
Yes,
Since it's pretty early in the podcast, so I could send me the website and I'll put it on the screen because some people are too lazy to go to the description box. So put that bitch on the screen.
I'm definitely too lazy. So
all right, good shit. All right, let's get straight into Pittsburgh. Hold on one second. I just woke up once again, so let me pull up Instagram. All right, this should be good. I don't gotta sign in. Perfect.
You're looking leaner, dude. Every
I was
week.
just
I
gonna
can
say
see
that.
it.
Just gonna say that
Wait,
his
who?
face looks lean.
Who y'all talking to? Stu?
You.
Oh, not me, bro.
I can see it now. I'm looking. Yeah.
You can see it. Oh,
Something's
thank you.
working. Yeah.
Zayd and I think Zayd and I
Somewhere.
officially have the fattest faces right now on the pod. So
Yeah, we gotta bring some balance, bro.
Thank you, man.
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, my face usually gets fat as hell. I'm not gonna lie.
What
Oh,
up, Sid?
Hey,
Hey,
yeah.
there he goes. There you
there
go.
we go.
I'm here. Sorry, I'm
How
How
late.
you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you guys doing?
Pretty
good.
good, man.
Pretty good.
Your mic sounds a little bit. Does it sound a little bit muffled, or is
it?
does just,
I'm on my laptop because I
Oh,
needed.
boom.
You guys wanted me to do the workplace one.
It
let
ain't
me-
too bad.
Okay, it's not
No,
too bad. All right.
no,
I
it's
got my.
not bad.
But
All right.
happy
So
Mother's
since
Day. Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day, yeah. Happy Mother's Day. So
Yeah.
all the mothers out there.
Yes, Sid
Mother's
cut
Day.
his Mother's Day plans short to hang out with us. Bastard.
I did a mix of both. I'm actually at my mother's house right now. So I've been here all day and you know
Is she
I
gonna
gotta
make
talk to
a
the
cameo? Is she gonna pop in?
nah, come on.
See what Mama Colossus looks like?
That's why Ken had to shave. He had to shave to look,
I wanna see like,
presentable for his mom.
I want to see
you know?
what her arms look like, because like if you came out of her, then I figure they're probably pretty impressive.
I think so, yeah.
Definitely.
I
Hey,
don't
you
mean
mentioned
to be
that
weird or
yesterday.
nothing, but like I'm just expecting it to be impressive,
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, man, Nigerian moms are strict, bro. It's strict, so Ken had to make sure.
No cursing if she
Tight.
shows up.
Yeah, you had to make sure he's ready to go. You know.
Yeah.
But
Watch our language.
if I'm quiet today, just understand, you know.
Oh, you know what? Like, my mom has never heard me curse before. I've never cursed in front of my mom.
Really?
Like,
That's
yeah,
a good sign.
Wow.
yeah. I feel like, in my culture, there's zero chance I'm cursing in front of my mom. There's no chance. There's no chance. I feel like she would pass out. She would faint or some shit. Like I'm like, I can't take that chance, bro. You know, she's dramatic too. She'll pass out right then and there. All right.
I guess she doesn't watch the podcast then, huh?
You know what? I get nervous every once in a while. She'll leave like hard eyes on my YouTube page. I'm like, whoa, did she? There's no way she listened to a 3-hour podcast. But yeah, I don't even want her to like clip it and like take a peek at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, whoa. Did she see my new tattoos, or is she gonna talk shit? Went to LA to become a fucking thug. That's what she gonna say. All right. Zay knows too, right?
Yeah,
It's similar.
seriously.
Zay know how it
Very
goes.
soon.
All
Yeah.
right. Let's see. Since we're up here, I thought this Grego guy was gonna win actually, but now looking at this guy, he's pretty fucking wild. That's why he's Wild Burger.
Wow. He's peeled, man. If you look at this guy, he was just a different level of condition. I feel like from the back,
Well,
just
look
really
at- look at his picture.
What's that? Yeah, what's
Look at
up with that picture, man? Come on.
Fucking Superman, Clark Kent over here. I mean,
Is he German?
he's Brazilian.
oh,
Really? Huh.
I
But you
mean,
know, they got
Well,
everything.
not originally.
Yeah.
both can be true. Yeah, Stu is right. It can both. He could be German, but born in Brazil, right? Because
He's probably one of those guys who moved over here in the 40s,
Yeah, I
to
was-
Yeah, yeah.
Argentina after the war. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For sure. For
That's
sure.
an Ubermensch right there. Look at the jaw, the blonde hair, the blue eyes. Yeah,
Aryan genetics.
Aryan fuck.
You can tell. You can tell by the last name sometimes too. Like Wahlberger, he was definitely one of the the Germans that came through.
Who's that?
All right.
The first comment over there, is that his brother or something? Dr. Felipe
Oh,
Wahlberger?
Felipe Wahlberger. Yeah, that's he got a doctor brother from Brazil as well.
Yeah,
Wow,
look at their faces;
Yeah.
they look exactly the same. That's
he
crazy.
does actually. This is why he has such nice teeth. You see,
Better.
Yeah, the
Big
hook
bro.
Yeah. It
Big
helps
bro
to have
got
a
him.
dentist in the family, bro. It really does.
Yeah. Who do you think makes more money, him or his brother?
Dentist.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
on.
Health
In a
benefits,
month.
the whole nine.
Yeah. In a
All
month.
right. Let's see. Let's see what Eric Wahlberger looks like. Oh, the finals. I want to see. I like the prejudging shit. I don't see it. Fuck it. We'll look at finals. Yeah. Let's see. I mean, very, very impressive, man. Very impressive to say the least. Grego has a different looking physique, but still very impressive. But this dude, he's tall, he's wide, shredded. One thing you got to give the classic guys, they don't play around with that being in shape shit. They'll come and build.
Yeah.
When you look at him on his own here, he looks under muscled, but when you put him in the lineup, structurally, he's just bigger than everyone else. You know,
I agree.
I was so surprised at how big he was in the lineup compared to the other guys.
And if you notice, this guy does such a good job of hiding his torn right pec. You wouldn't even be able to tell if I had.
I didn't even know he had one. Yeah,
Didn't
I
know.
didn't know he had one.
And then now I have to
shit.
search.
Yeah, now I gotta look.
Look at that.
Sid
I have
blew
to
his spot.
search.
Straight
Sid-
peel.
5 minutes in, Sis already blowing smoke, man.
Damn, Sid put
Why
him
you
on
sure?
blast. Now I'm looking. Now I want to see.
Fucking peeled.
Very back, yeah. Goose is shredded. Yeah. You see, I don't know, man.
I can kind of see it, yeah, but
Yeah.
only since I'm looking.
Yeah, because he
The
turns it,
one,
man.
right?
Yeah, that right one.
Yeah.
He just keeps it hidden. It's just very few guys can pose that well and pose that away. Because it's not a small tear, you know, it's deep, but he does a great job.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
good dude. You know, sometimes I think about the lighting and be like, how good or bad is the lighting? But a lot of these classic guys, it don't matter. They look shredded regardless of the lighting, you know. So that's a good sign, you know. Granted, men's open is a different beast because you can't be shredded and flat. You have to be full to the max and shredded, right? Whereas in the classics, you know, guys can get away with being on a flatter side for sure. So it's a harder balance. Well,
I mean, probably
He's
really
good to open Gilco's page since he has all of them all there.
yeah, he would. Okay, let me see.
'Cause
They've
He's
done a
close.
lot with the lighting though at the Pittsburgh. Like it used to suck a couple of years back. You remember that?
I do remember
Yeah.
that.
Look pretty
Oh
good.
yeah, he's right there. Okay,
This guy
That
has the
backdrop
best
is kind of annoying,
videos.
he does. Okay, bikini, men's physique. I didn't keep up with these divisions. Sorry.
Yeah, let's skip that, man. Come on.
I don't know fucking shit about men's physique, but the top two men's physique guys looked really good.
The guy
they-
who won, Ali, is fucking diced, man.
Yeah.
Super diced.
They
He works
have
with George
crazy.
Farah.
They have
I just-
crazy physiques to say the least.
I just
Yeah,
think they looked like really pleasing to look at.
Grego's not on here for you? I swear he was on here.
I thought he
I
was
don't,
too.
I don't see him. Oh well. We can skip over that. All right. I'm gonna start with Derek. Okay, before we start with Derek, like overall, your thoughts on the Pittsburgh? Do you feel like it was as hyped and successful as the past few years, or do you feel like it was not as impressive or more impressive than the past? Who wants to go?
I'm gonna go first. 10 years ago, when Phil, Dallas, all these guys were up there, it was way more impressive for me when you see all the top names in the industry. Now it's still impressive. The guys all look amazing. I was really impressed with Martin and Derek, and they fucking stood out to me the most. I feel like Martin against Nick didn't lose by that much, to be honest, which is very odd to see. Kind of shows you when someone is super fucking bubbly, it does a lot for them, in my opinion. I didn't like how Samson looked. I feel like he lost some volume or some size. I don't know, maybe that's just me. And overall, Hunter looked fucking thick as hell, dude. He's so big.
Yeah, I feel like no one's
Yeah, it's
talking
very-
about Hunter. Like
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
he looks really big.
They
Did
put him
he?
off
Okay.
on the
Not-
end, which is
I know,
why
yeah.
He didn't get too much. He didn't get too much love. Does Hunter have a video? Maybe.
The
I mean, he has
problem Hunter
some-
has right now is he's 300 pounds and
Yeah.
like he can't pose like some of these guys can right
it's
now.
going to be higher up, Beatty.
Oh,
Yeah, you'll have to scroll up a little. I thought I saw it,
Let me
but you
see.
scrolled.
Yeah, at this point, we just have to do the buys and try.
There's
because
Martin.
I can't. I just saw Martin down there.
yeah, but do you see Hunter? Hunter got one, right?
He posted all
Yeah,
of
he
it,
should
pretty
have.
sure. Yeah.
I could have
Nick's
swore.
back shots were crazy, man. It was unbelievable. The Nick's back shots, the lat spread and the back double bicep was extremely
Hit the
impressive.
picture. Okay.
Yeah.
What I will say is this, right? When it comes to the guys' peak off season, I'm not like looking for them to look like they look show day. I'm just looking for them to be big. You know what I'm saying? So like with Samson and Andrew, I didn't expect them to look like shredded and aesthetic, right? They just look big, which to me is, job done. Hunter actually does look in shape, even though
He's lean. He's very watery, but like lean.
Yeah. I think part of the thing is I think we've gotten a lot harder on the guys as far as off season, not the guys who are 1 week out. As far as the off season guys, we've gotten way harder on them just because I don't know, the sport gets harder, right? Back in the days, you could step on stage fat as fuck and nobody bashing that. Oh, he showed up for the best guest sport, no problem. Now, you show up not looking decent, people will roast you. So I feel like these guys unfortunately have to do like a mini prep just to not get shitted on, which they shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
I'm also positive Derek does some kind of there's no way. I mean,
He prep for that guest posing, bro.
Yeah,
He
there's
got
no way.
striated glutes, man. Striated glutes, striated hamstrings. Like, come on.
He also
Now-
just stays like that year round, so
He
that
does
doesn't
actually.
hurt.
He does actually, yeah. So I mean, at most maybe he cleans things up for like a couple weeks. Like I can't see him doing like a fucking 2-month prep, right? But like yeah, for sure I think he's cleaning up now. But like Stu said, he already looks fucking probably the best off-season bodybuilder, right?
Yeah.
So it's not taken away.
I do
Or
want to
look at
say
Yeah, go ahead, Ken.
for Samson was Samson's completely off. Like
He's the only
off
natty
everything.
guy in that lineup right now.
Yeah, he's the only natty
Oh,
guy, and I thought
he is?
looked
Maybe
Yeah,
Ramon
I thought
was
he looked-
too, but I don't know.
he looks
He always
really
natty.
impressive. Really impressive for
looks-
being
There we
for
go.
being
It's right
completely
there.
off. It's right there. It's
Oh.
right there.
It's right there. Yeah, left
To the
hand
left.
side. Yep.
Oh, this is blurry
Yeah.
now.
Oh,
Let
this
me
explains why I saw a little down.
Yeah, that's why he looks a little. Yeah, he lost a little bit of pop, but he's completely completely off.
And
his game.
that's normal.
He looks
Well,
great.
There it is.
That's like my
Right there.
point. That's something we do have to factor in. We have to factor in
Yeah,
that this guy is not in his season, right? Not only is he not in his
No.
season, more than likely he's like natty actually, right? So you got anything like we can't hold him to the same caliber that we hold people who are like a few weeks out or a week out, So that's gonna be different. So this look I think is great.
one thing I would say too, for me, looking at the guest posing, and I agree with Zaid, where like of course compared to like the Ronnie eras and stuff, the last few guest poses we've seen, there's kind of been storylines. Derek kind of broke onto the scene, and there have been these drastic strides, right, in development per guest posing. But I think we're starting to hit a point now where the perennial six, the guards right now, they've kind of hit their ceiling where we're not going to be seeing these drastic developments over year after year. It's going to be just a little bit incremental. So like everyone was expecting, Derek to look, twice the size or whatever, but he kind of looks like, kind of like how he did last year, which for most guys, right? That's what it's going to look like.
It's already bonkers. I mean, come on.
Exactly.
You can't just keep on raising the roof.
Exactly.
If you ask me, I think we're just harder on the guys today. If I'm being honest, I think the physiques on the guest posing stage are actually much better than the ones back in Ronnie's days. Now,
100%. 100%.
Especially body fat wise.
Yeah. Here's the issue with this whole 90s or 2000 things. That time has been 20, 30 years ago. So there's going to be, the names are going to be bigger because 20 years after, you have more Olympia titles and more Legend and more Arnold Classic titles. You fast forward to 2040, and Derek's a 4-time champion, and Hadi's a 4-time champion, and Nick got 1, and Samson got, you know what I'm saying? Then they all got these accolades, but that's because it's 20 years later. So anytime you go in hindsight, the names are going to be bigger, right? Just because you have to give them time to win, right? So you can't really compare stuff to 20 years ago because it's always going to seem better because these are the people you grew up on, and they've been legends for decades.
Look at
already,
his
right?
glutes. Like,
I mean, who's in this guest posing condition in the last 10
dude?
It's people's better than people on stage already.
Nobody, yeah.
Jesus.
But
Guided lat suit right there. When he pulls it back, it's stupid.
Look at the lower back. Like for someone that's in guest posing, there's not much fold over there.
It's literally just water, man. It's just water.
How much do you think he weighs right there?
250.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, 245.
Now, I think a lot of people consider him a shape guy or aesthetic guy, but I don't think he gets enough credit for how big he actually is.
Bro, he's an everything guy. That's why he's Mr. Olympia.
Exactly. Now, I think somebody said it earlier. I think because he looks so good off season and he always wows us, now we're expecting him to just blow us out the fucking water every time. So, you know what I mean? Where the truth is that nobody looks this fucking amazing, but because we're so used to him looking amazing, we get numb to it. Basically, is what's happening.
Yeah, I think like the thing we've seen in the past is like his quads are crazy in the off season or this guest posing, and then they kind of come down a bit for the O. So they look crazy again, but we'll see if they stick around this time.
That's facts.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Sid. Sorry. Go ahead.
He's just so big and full blown in the off season, and we expect him to keep all of that size and fullness when he gets to contest shape. But that's just not how it works. You bring in all that detail, and so there's always this diminishing effect where you don't get that off season wow factor that he has when he's so lean, albeit watery, when he's in contest shape because his weak muscles come down, and it doesn't work that way that you can maintain that off season fullness while being peeled.
No.
The only way to fix that really is to just get your legs so bonkers.
Yeah, exactly.
That you have ground to give when the time comes.
Well, the crazy part is his legs look so fucking big. You would think that even if he lost a little, they would still be one of the, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, on that stage, bro, look how huge his legs look. I don't know.
Yeah.
If he keeps doing that, eventually, they're gonna be full. I've
got a hot take on that, but you guys may not like it. And I've been saying this for some time, and you guys always rebuttal, but I don't think Derek has a small waist. So because of that, right, his legs, they flare, but when he does come down a little bit, it's almost like if his waist was smaller, the legs would look a lot more pronounced. But because he has a wider waist, it doesn't taper as much as we think. You get bamboozled by the vacuum, but if you look at his actual waist structure, his waist is not actually small. And that's why I think that quad issue that he's having, because his quads come down just like everyone else. It's just that the waist itself is not that small. So you don't expect that crazy taper that you see on top, which is the problem.
Even in the vacuum front double, the legs still look down a little bit. Like every single open pro, when they're just standing relaxed, their waist looks wide. but it's when you're in the pose that it comes down because of that the hip structure. It tapers down the narrow hips. That's what's going to determine the small waist, right?
But when he hits his ab and thigh, he's pulling a vacuum for most of the time he's in that pose. Yeah. He's not really hitting his abs because I think you're right. His pelvis actually is wider than we realize because he's always pulling that vacuum, which, I mean, play your strengths, right? But yeah, I see what you mean. I'm not going to argue with you, Kennedy. I agree.
I think.
I mean, does it matter if you can pull vacuum all the way through?
Yeah.
No, it's not going to matter. But as far as the judging, it's not going to matter. But that being said, I'm gonna have to agree with Ken to a point. I don't think. Okay, obviously his waist isn't big.
What?
Okay. That's the first. Like obviously his waist isn't big, but is it as tiny as he makes it appear? I don't think so. I think what is small, I think he has small hips. So I think like when it comes down to very small hips, right? You can have small hips and not have the tiniest waist actually. Whereas somebody like Tonio doesn't have tiny hips, but actually has a small waist, if that makes sense. Sometimes when you see somebody's waist is small but straight down, they usually have a small waist. When you see somebody's waist not so small, but you get like this effect, right? Like Derek pulls a vacuum and you see this. That tells you that their waist actually isn't that small. It's their hips that's small, right? So the reason I'm saying that is because I have tiny hips. So sometimes when I crunch down, I'm like, my waist doesn't look that big. But when I pull up into the vacuum, because my hips are tiny, it makes it look like I have no waist whatsoever. So if you know how to play it to your advantage, small hips, you can appear to have the smallest waist on stage, even when you don't. And I feel like that's what Derek does. You know what I'm saying? He does it well,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like Zay said, in the poses, technically it doesn't matter which one it is, as long as it looks like you have the smallest waist. Yeah, you could.
But his legs have grown. I can also say that his quads have grown from last year too.
It has for sure. All right, let's pull up Nick. So the internet been going crazy with Nick. I think mostly the waist is what everybody's talking about. I've seen people say his conditioning isn't where it needs to be. Let's see him turn around to the back first of all. Let's see.
I mean, I thought about this a little bit more last night after watching, and it's 9 p.m. right when they were doing this guest posing, and he's a week out from the show. If I know Matt and Nick, I feel like they were like, we're the top dog here. We don't have to change a thing. We're not going to manipulate our water. Whereas some of these other guys, they probably tapered the water down. Whereas these guys said, New York's a show. Whatever it takes is whatever it takes. So we'll do 3 gallons. We drink as much as possible. Stomach's out a little bit. And you're holding some more sub-Q water, right? Because it's 9 p.m. But I agree. Like the waist looks like it's out more between the poses. When he pulls it in, like it's where it normally is. But in between the shots, it's rounder than we've seen it before. But it's a guest pose, right? And it's
So I personally see Nick leading up to this guest posing, right? So I know how he looked actually before this, but I don't want to be biased. So I'm just gonna look at it as if I don't know him personally, right? Because that's fair. If it was anybody else, I wouldn't have any extra information. So just from looking at this, I would say he didn't look how I thought he was going to look. Let's say going by the pictures he's been posting online, right? I thought he would be harder than this, and his midsection has been looking better than ever. This is not how it looked on the guest posing stage. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody could see that's pretty clear. You know what I'm saying? Listen, everybody knows Nick is the homie. He's the friend of the podcast. But that being said, we wouldn't be finishing podcast if we're going to stand here and act like we don't have eyes. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, everybody saw it. Everybody has something to say. And this is the look he brought to the guest posing. You know what I'm saying?
But during the pose itself, what's your criticism?
Well, okay, that's the thing. So now to go back to the earlier point, I've never seen Nick's waist be an issue on show day, and I've also seen Nick in YouTube videos and Instagram videos leading up into the show, and his waist did not look good. But on show day, I've actually never seen a problem. So
Yeah.
that would be my take on that. But like I said, Nick is a grown man, but I don't want to sit here and overly defend him because he's my friend. Because anybody else, I would just be talking about, what I see up here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Nick doesn't really care about this. Nick knows what he's capable of, and I don't think this is going to bother him that much. He knows what him and Matt are doing, and he's going to stick to the plan.
The good news about all this is that come show day in New York, he's going to be very critical of it, right? So he's going to make sure that he keeps it tight no matter what. I don't think anyone, Nick hasn't had the smallest waist in history, so even he will tell you that himself. So it's not like we're talking about some guy that went from a small waist to all of a sudden, what's happening. But I think that come New York, because of what's happened in this guest posing, I bet you that he's going to be like New York Pro 2021, where it's like he just sits there and he's so critical of that ab control. Because I'm not making excuses for him either, but he hasn't competed in a year. Who knows? I know just me personally, myself, I've slacked off a little bit on my posing, Sid's laughing over there. But it's like, who knows, in his camp, like what's going on with that? So I think this is kind of like a telltale reminder for him of how critical that is, especially come show day, because this doesn't really matter at the end of the day, right? It comes next week. That's where it really goes down.
You know what? Like sometimes I say losses build character, right? And this is not a real show, but it can be seen as a loss, right? Imagine if Nick would have took the stage, right, and blew everybody out the water. I think he would have been comfortable and be like, oh, good, I got this, no problem, right? And maybe on stage he wouldn't be as focused on controlling the waist and shit, right? But I think because this happened, and Nick, I'm sure, is seeing all of this now, like Ken said, I think now he's going to be extra careful, or him and Matt are going to be careful about the carb up, and he's going to be like extra focused on the control. So, if anything, this negative attention can be a positive for him as far as he's going to be more on his P's and Q's instead of like, oh, this is because in the videos he's saying like, oh, this is pretty much going to be an easy win, right? Now I think after seeing this, now he won't take it as lightly, which is only going to benefit you, right? If you don't take it as lightly, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, Nick is somebody who takes if he gets criticism, if he knows it's valid, he still takes it. He takes it to heart and he uses that to modify. And so,
what?
I think I see that this is valid, right? What are you about to do? You bringing him in?
I'm about to send him a link. Should I send him a link? But like, hey, Nick, we just looking at your video.
I really don't think he's going to join us today.
No. But what I would like to see is his demeanor. I want to see if he's irritated or if he's like, I don't give a fuck. It's hard to say because he has both sides in him. Sometimes he don't give a fuck, and sometimes he's irritated, but he lets the irritation fuel him.
I mean, he's 1 week out, bro. Let the guy.
Leave him alone. He's probably getting a bunch of licks. Hey, good point. You know what? I might send him a link later. Give him like a good 30 minutes. He might be able to do like a 30 minutes, something like that. But yeah.
What hamstring did he tear, by the way? Was it the left or the right?
It was the left.
The left. Onto the left. Yeah.
You can't even tell. I can't even tell like which one was torn. It doesn't look like anything happened.
No, to be honest, like I don't think. Okay, the tear. There was no way he was gonna step on stage with a swollen ass sausage leg, right? But yeah. I don't think the tear was that like serious. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it was a tear. But like the way people are like, oh, how's his leg? I don't think it changed anything. I gotta be honest with you. It's one of them things like he tore the other hamstring before, right? Prepping for USA's or North Americans, and nobody even talked about it because he wasn't famous, So I don't think that's a factor, if I'm being honest.
He made it sound like his calf issue was a bigger issue as to why he couldn't even walk or really pose. The calf tear that happened simultaneously. So. But I mean, as far as good things here, I think like the back lat spread looks really good. I think his back lat spread seems like it's come up.
Improved that shot a lot, yeah.
Oh, good point. Okay, so if we're gonna talk about the negative, we talk about the positive as well, right? We're gonna be fair on this podcast.
I think his haircut looks really nice. He needs a little pro tan on his face, though.
Yeah, he does. Right? I saw that. Oh man, no. Sometimes when I do watch these podcasts or listen to it, and I don't. Anytime I sound biased or I guess unbiased. Well, I guess it's biased either way, right? If I sound biased, whether I'm going too hard on somebody or not hard on somebody enough, I feel like weird. I'm like, nah. But I like to be fair. If I'm like a fake host. So if you're a fake host, you got to be fair. So sometimes I look back and I'm like, I got to say the good and the bad, which I try to do. So yeah, in this instinct, what Sid said, this was the best I've seen his last spread look, because his back last spread was actually like his weakest pose.
Well, his front lat spread, but even the front.
I'm
lat
sorry, you're right.
I saw a picture of all of them on stage doing the comparisons, and it actually wasn't that bad. He was hitting it okay, and even his ab and thigh was pretty solid. I thought, like the waist isn't the smallest, obviously, but it looks good. And so, in my opinion, his front lat and his ab and thigh was the worst poses that he had, and they look good, and he's big as heck, obviously. So
yeah.
Yeah,
so okay,
who is the best bodybuilder has all of them lined up, but it's not that like clear, but it can give you an idea what they look like.
Now, I'm pretty sure I've heard the judges say, because some people say, well, as long as when you're in the pose, you're good to go, you don't have to worry. But I'm pretty sure I've heard Tyler and Steve both say that they're looking at you the whole time, right?
Yeah, Tyler's definitely about Samson's his stomach being out, right? Like in between shots. I feel like he said that. So it's an issue.
Yeah. Okay.
It's an issue.
How many of you guys think that the weight is going to be an issue on stage when it comes to show day?
I don't think so.
It may have been an issue if this guest posing didn't happen.
I was thinking the same thing.
But after this, no way, no chance. I bet you right now he's doing vacuums right now on his bed right now.
For sure. But Ken said it. He said it perfect earlier. I think we forgot that Nick hadn't competed. He didn't do the Olympia last year, right? Yeah. So he hadn't competed since what was that? Was that the Arnold? What was the last show?
Arnold.
Yeah.
Okay. So some things you have to factor in: stage experience. There was a year I took a year off of bodybuilding. But in your head, nobody think they lost the beat, right? And I came my first show back, I'm like, game time. But I'm looking at these poses, I'm like, holy fuck, bro. What the fuck am I looking at? Because in your mind, you're like, nah, I look the same, no problem. So sometimes you need that, this was like, they might have got to practice their carb up. I'm not sure if they did that. But if nothing else, they got to see how he looks when he's not focused on controlling the stomach, right? So this actually might have been an issue on stage, though, if this never happened. Now, I don't think so. I don't.
No chance, because if it is an issue, he potentially is in danger. I think he's, for the show, if anyone is close, he will be potentially in danger of, maybe not losing the show, but when the scorecards come out, he may not have a perfect score, or something like that. You don't know. So knowing Nick, knowing Jansen, there's no chance. Like he's definitely practicing this right now, leading into the show. So
here's also where you have to be careful, right? Confidence is great. It's great to have confidence. Now, that being said, when you're going against the best in the world, you can't let up anything. Like, no matter how good you are, you can't let off the gas, because you know what I'm saying? You can't give anybody that opening. So that being said, is Nick the favorite? Of course, everybody knows he's the favorite. That being said, you can't sleep on any of these guys, because if you fuck up and coming off, don't be surprised if somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, even if you still get the win, like Ken said, you don't want it to be so close that people are like, nah, I had this guy winning. So sometimes that can be worse than losing, right? When you win, but
look at Stu's face, man. Look at Stu's
basically
face.
What happened to
watching him.
My face is completely blank. What are you talking about, Kennedy?
Stu's face is like,
shut the fuck up.
No, I mean, okay. Me personally, if I'm a week out, and let's say I'm like a week out from a show, and other people are doing my same show, I'm probably not gonna say much because if I feel like
You don't want to.
no, because
I'm right here, dude. Yeah,
me personally,
I can't sit here and comment on this guest posing because I think it would be inappropriate for me to.
Yeah.
it would be, yeah, yeah. But
So-
my point is that it's gonna be whether it's biased or whether if your friend or enemy or in between, it's awkward because there's obvious bias there, right? Because I'll be damned if Stu sits there and say, "Oh, Nick easily win." I'll be like, "Stu, shut up." You know what I'm saying? But if Stu says the opposite, people are gonna be like, "Oh, calm down, Stu." So it's like
It's a lose-lose situation.
just let your physique do the talking. You know what I'm saying? It's simple as that. You know what
My
I'm saying?
PR person told me to say no comment. So,
No.
I think New York is about to be a lot more exciting because we have a question mark on Nick about exactly how he's going to come in. All this time we thought Nick is like unstoppable, undeniable, going to have the best condition out there, going to have the best waist control, the best posing. And even though this is just a guest posing, people will still wonder whether he's going to bring it on point come New York. And if he doesn't bring it on point, there's all these guys that have these things that Nick doesn't have, the structure, not maybe the waist control, the small waist, the just maybe superior condition. Because in my opinion, Stu right now looks harder than Nick does. Martin looks a little bit harder than Nick does. And so,
shit, dude, I should send you my pictures from this morning. They were terrible. They were awful.
Does that mean that they're going to beat Nick? No, I still think Nick is, far and away. It's going to be straight ones for Nick, but it makes it a lot more exciting. We want to see exactly what's going to happen out there in a week.
This is not the IFBB of the past where you have guys so far ahead that they can come in off and win, right? Like Kai, we've seen Kai on the offside and it still wasn't close. Like he was a far second and everybody was behind him. Right? I guess we never seen Phil really off, honestly. But still, in this IFBB, it's so competitive that I don't believe anybody, including even if Derek and Heidi come in a little off, they can drop. I believe anybody can drop if they're not 100%. So at this point of the game, everybody has to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? Which is going to ask more from the athletes, and we're going to have better shows, bro. But just think about this lineup. This is a New York Pro. This is not the Arnold Classic. This is not the Olympia. And these guys are neck and neck, bro. We literally have Stu, Tonio, Martin, Quint, bro, Tim Budishin, Zaid. I got you covered.
Shout out, Tim.
Yeah.
Listen,
Actually, I changed my mind after I seen this fucking thing. So, yeah, Martin looks real fucking good, dude. I take back what I said.
Nah, I mean, all things being considered, Tim looks fucking good, bro. Tim looks fucking phenomenal. But that proves my point, right? But they all fucking look phenomenal.
And
So
you know who else is doing it? Who's always inside out and huge?
Angel?
Angel. He did a guest posing yesterday. We should look at that. But also Amir Omaragic. He's is he German or I think he's German. And he looked. I mean, he's got. Maybe you could critique his structure, but he's very big and always super conditioned. Crazy glutes and hams.
He's young too, man. Right? He's like
he's
what,
my
26?
Age. He might be younger than me, actually.
Listen, bro.
25.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, 25. Holy shit. If that updated, who the fuck is 25? The man is a child. What type of shit is this?
That's
crazy.
He's like, look at his glutes, dude. Like,
Holy
what
shit,
the fuck?
That's pretty fucking retarded. I'm not gonna lie.
That's last year though. We got to see this.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be bigger for sure.
He hasn't posted anything this year, and for me, I think I'd said that means he's either going to be super dangerous because he knows what he's bringing, or he's not confident. But in my opinion, if you flew all the way to the United States, you know what you're bringing. So I think it's a dangerous individual. you know.
And he's going to do the circuit too. I think he's going to be in California. He's going to be in Toronto, right? If he's coming out here.
Yeah.
Got hit all that shit.
We're going to make some new friends this year. Everybody come to California. I'm going to get some new clients too. No, stop. No, I didn't say that.
I just feel like Amir, but he doesn't have the muscle that Martin, Stu, and Quint and Nick have. I think he's just a little too small at this point.
He's not small. He's tall.
Tall.
Yeah. So filling out those legs is tough. The limbs is tough, but.
Just think about that though. We've reached a point in the IFBB where this is undersized. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, come on.
He's right though. I mean, when he stands next to these guys, he is going to look undersized. But my point is the fact that this has become the new small in IFBB is mind-boggling. But if we're being technical, it is. So what the fuck do you do these days? You know what I'm saying? You could be peeled. Exactly.
This is when you need that off-season bulk to 300 so you can get down to 245.
Yeah. Now, what I'll say is more muscle mass can fix almost any issue. Some people don't need to get bigger, but for the most part, it's like, okay, oh damn, I'm having trouble coming to shape. Okay, now I'm in shape, but now I look small. Motherfucker, get bigger. You guys just get bigger. It's one of those things. I think. I think it's
just
more muscle mass.
Just, and this is what annoyed me with the Lee Haney thing. Just the
oh my god.
It's like, bro, like I think in 10 years from now, 10, 15 years from now, we're gonna look back at this era and we're gonna say, wow, the depth of talent that we have right now, bodybuilding, like when you had guys like Samson and Andrew back in the day. It was a theoretical. It was theory. Like, if a guy came that was 6 foot that had a small waist and sweeping quads, it didn't exist. These things exist today. Or a guy that's sub 240 that has everything complete with a vacuum and abs, and he's not blocky. He actually has a nice taper and he's maxed out. It's like, I mean, I don't know what anyone else wants. Like the depth is really high right now.
You're starting to understand that bodybuilding fans are impossible to please. Welcome to the pro ranks, Ken.
Bro, but it's not even
awful people. Like they're all awful. And I say that as one of them.
You take the fans and then you take some of our own legends, and it's like you can't catch a break. Guys are literally just as aesthetic as you were, fucking 70 pounds heavier than you. What the fuck do you want? Like, what the fuck do you want? And this idea, everybody looks the same and everybody, I'm like, okay, who's everybody? Oh, I don't follow the sport. So how the fuck do you know what everybody looks like if you don't even follow the sport? You literally don't even know anybody. So it's like, I don't keep up. When was the last show you seen? I haven't seen anything. Did you watch Olympia? No. Yet you have this inside information that everybody looks the same. You're literally just fabricating shit in your head. Nobody looks the same. Like they're not blocky. Like what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? And give me some examples. They'll name like one name. I'm like, well, are they Mr. Olympia? No. So let's look at who's winning. I don't know. I feel like you're just beating a dead horse. You can't please anybody. There was a time people like, what if Shaq could make free throws and has some kind of jump shot? He will be so good. And then Giannis comes out. And then now he's starting to hit threes, and it's like, he's still not Shaq. It's like, wait, what? How? Like he's dunking on people from the free throw line and is still hitting fadeaways and shit, but it's still not good enough. Like you can't win, bro. You're always just gonna be not like the guys back in the days, So, bro, I'm looking at this Derek Lunsford video, and they're like, he's getting blocky. He's too big. What? He was just too small 2 years ago. Now he's too big.
Yeah, RX Muscle and Bison Tries, like their comment section.
They have the worst
cesspits. They're horrible.
They have this. I don't know if they manage it, but I look at bodybuilding borders. I'm like, these people, even when they critique, it's making sense. Like they're critiquing.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but like it's just like more normie fans that are just. It's not due to anything that the page does necessarily. It's just the crowd they happen to have following them. It's odd.
Yeah. So like with Nick's Strength from Power, I think Nick is actually very fair and very unbiased. but I feel like sometimes I would get pissed, but it's not his fault. It's I think first of all, it's his following or like you said, normies. So they get going in the comments, and then Nick is a regular guy, but he is knowledgeable. But I feel like he's speaking to normies sometimes. So sometimes it rubs me the wrong way. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? You know what I'm saying? But
another video is Urz going to open? Is Ramon going to open? Like, no, dude.
or like he'll say, well, Ramon didn't look undersized next to the open guys. I'm like, what video were you watching? Because it wasn't even close. Like, what are you talking about? You know, I guess like if you expect them to look like children, they're not like children because they're bigger men, right? Ramon is a bigger guy than Derek, but we talking about muscle. It's not even the same sentence. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same sentence. Or when he would say, "Oh, C-Bum could do well in the men's open," and I'm like, which C-Bum? Like C-Bum with 40 pounds or C-Bum today? Because there's a difference. There's a difference. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. All right, let's
what
go
do you
back
think
to the
about Andrew?
Oh yeah, we didn't even finish. What the fuck? Where's all the video? Oh, wait.
Here's a better question. What do you guys think about Rami? Is he over? Is he done?
You know what?
Why don't we start with Andrew? That one's gonna take a little bit, you know.
It's gonna take a minute. Hey, where's all the damn videos? Let me go back to Gilco. Somebody needs, you know what?
You're slacking, man. Dan, you should have all the guest postings here. What the hell?
Yo,
yeah.
We got to get somebody to run some kind of Fit Nation content page and get all these shits on one page. Because it's like you got to go to this page for this and this page. I want it all on one fucking page, bro. Everything. All right, there you go, Andrew.
Right there.
He definitely looked like he put on some size. He got on boxer briefs for sure, but he definitely he got on New Balance boxer briefs, but he definitely looked like he put on some size. That's the thing when you're tall, bro. I said that in my last video. It's like you can never have too much arms, right? Because it's like his arms are long as hell, so they're huge, bro. I guarantee you, his arms probably measure bigger than almost everybody.
They are retarded in person.
But when I saw Andrew was small. I'm talking about I saw Andrew like, I don't know, 4 years ago. And I'm like, this motherfucker is bigger than everybody. And he was actually small back then. So I couldn't imagine what this looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like this probably looks way crazier than you think. Like when he's in that lineup, that's when he shines. Because you're like, this guy is so tall and wide. From the front in the lineup, there's nobody who's fucking with him. I mean, it's not even close. Like front poses in a lineup, he looks like a different alien.
He was the biggest. He was the big. Like when they lined all of them up together to do comparisons, he was by far. Even Samson wasn't even close. He was the biggest by far.
He wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't. So I mean, the thing, he has all the structural size, and he actually does have muscularity. So if you know how people say fill out your frame, I don't think it's possible to fill out that frame. Like, can he ever be as filled as like Nick or Martin? Like, I don't think you can do that at 6'2", you know. But you don't have to because you also have a tiny waist, you know.
He looks like a super soldier in person. Like the width, like I saw him in Texas for 2 straight years. It just doesn't look real. It's like shoulder pads. You see him standing next to anybody, it's like 1.5 times the width of them. It's crazy. But go ahead, Kennedy.
I was gonna say, Beatty, he probably has because I'm a big believer in your theory. He's got the long glute, short hamstring.
It's a thing.
I think I think that's the only thing you can probably say about him at this size. You know, because I feel like with this guest post, so with Andrew is super shredded. I don't know. I'm bamboozled with Andrew's physique because I've never seen anything like it. So when he's shredded, I can't even see I can't see his weaknesses. I'm just like, what the hell? It's just 3D coming at me, you know? Mm-hmm. But here I'm like, okay, you know, I could see when people say he has gaps and like his hamstrings, you know, need a little bit of work. But I don't think, like you said, like look at where it inserts. I don't think that could ever have a drop, you know, just based on structure.
No. You know, Janicki, you guys know Janicki, right?
Yeah.
So he has the huge long glute with the short hammies as well. and he's completely stopped training glutes, like just unbiasing them and doing all hamstrings, and it doesn't change. I think that theory. I don't know. I don't think it's possible because what else could you do? No glute activation whatsoever. All hamstrings, and the glutes is still fucking huge. And yeah, it's like it just doesn't cover enough space to pop, I guess, right? But if you fill in everything else, I don't think that's gonna stop you, right? What do you think?
Here's a question. As a man, would you rather have a fat ass or fat hamstrings?
Me personally, hamstrings. Personally,
hamstrings.
Fat
Of course,
ass.
yeah.
Fat ass. You got to make sure your girl knows her place. Can't let her get too cocky. Like she's got to have it too, right? But like,
yeah,
you need to know like that you're in charge, and the cheeks don't lie.
Well, who do you think is getting more rewards on stage from the judges?
Guys, I don't give a shit about that.
I think glutes bamboozle judges. If you have huge shredded glutes, motherfuckers go crazy. Whoa, shit, this motherfucker is in shape. Look at that. And it's like, well, it's really his glutes more than anything. But yeah, I think it definitely. Uh-huh.
It reminds me of Ronnie. You know, when it's the long glute, it's peeled. It just bamboozles. You can't say that loud. They can't say anything else. They're just like, they're like, oh my God, it reminds me of Ronnie. If he was like 50 pounds bigger, it'd be Ronnie.
Flashbacks.
But this is why I believe 98 is the best, Ronnie. But like when people say 2003, he was peeled, I'm like, yeah, but define peeled. You're talking about huge shredded glutes. But you got to look at everything, bro. You got to look at the stomach. You got to look at the quad separation. So it's like, it can bamboozle you for sure when you have those huge shredded fucking glutes, bro.
I think that was like back then in 2003, that was the era before they realized that like you can be shredded in your glutes and still have fat in other places, right? We just figured like, oh man, if his glutes are in, he's peeled everywhere. It must be, and that's all you focus on. But it's not always the case.
No,
yeah. Like usually is the case, but not always.
Exactly. I was gonna say like almost maybe 85% of the time that seems to be the case. But you have your Lunsford. Lunsford is shredded. Don't get me wrong, but his glutes are gonna be in. No matter what. If this was 2003, Derek could have showed up at 250. Shredded glutes, no problem. I'm ready to go, but now you can't do that.
And speaking of 3D though, like, have you ever seen natural arms that look like Andrew's arms?
No.
Like it doesn't seem I don't think he's like putting anything in there, but I've never seen like tricep drop like that. I've never seen rear delts pop out the way his does.
He's definitely not putting anything in there because you can see every fiber move when he poses. There's no shit in there. It just looks like that.
You know why?
Unreal. I've never seen that before.
When you have short muscle bellies, but they're round, it gets that look to it. It gets that look to it. And it looks strange because it's not very often people with short muscle bellies have round muscle bellies, right? I've tried jimmying up certain body parts, arms, shoulders, the whole nine, and it always looks so super weird because I have short muscle bellies and they're round. So he can't jimmy. If he jimmied it, it would look so fucked up and obvious that he actually couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? If you have long muscle bellies, you can actually get away with, filling in some gaps here and there. But his physique, if he throws it in there, is gonna be like, bro, Andrew, what the fuck is that in your arms? You know what I'm saying?
It's weird because it's weird for a guy to have arms that big and have shorter heads on the tricep, right?
Yeah.
Like Rolly's arm, for example, is massive because his tricep head extends all the way. But Andrew, his doesn't, right? It's a short head, but his arm is still massive. So when you see it in scale, it doesn't make sense. But
it's weird.
I don't think he's putting anything in there either. It's just the guy's a freak, man. He's really a freak.
No. So I've also heard that about his calves because he has short, round calves, and people are like he's jimmying it up. But you got to watch the progression. I've been following Andrew back when he was training with Larry, and his calves were smaller. But there was a specific video. He's like, "Yo, I'm gonna train these every day," and then you saw it slowly getting bigger. It wasn't like he came out with calves all of a sudden.
That's when he
Cav-
started shooting them,
like he always had the short, round calves. But he was smaller everywhere, and then slowly he's getting bigger, bigger. Yes, it looks funky because he has. When you have short, round muscle belly, they can look funky. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't think it looks funky. I think it looks cool. It's different, but I think it looks really cool.
Yeah, that'll be a better word. It looks different, unlike something that you've seen. And anytime people see anything that looks impressive, the first thing they say is he's shooting it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what people like. Tonio has crazy quad sweep, so people be like, "Oh, he must be shooting it up." It's like, bro, he has to be. That has to be a consistent SEO fucking protocol because his quads are like that in every fucking checking picture, right? Like all the time.
Since he was 212.
And they're symmetrical and they don't.
That's what I'm saying.
Lumpy and
Yeah.
You know, now we've seen Kai come in some shows with big arms, sometimes small arms, and you're like, huh, that's a little suspicious. You had big arms last week. You know what happened?
I mean, Kai actually did have similar kind of arm shape to Andrew.
I was going to say
did.
Short muscle bellies, but I mean more extreme than Andrew. But
For
he also
sure,
had
for
those longer arms too. So.
Which is strange because he wasn't tall, you know. But for Kai, it looked like a disadvantage. For Andrew, it actually looks impressive, you know.
How much do you think he weighs here?
I heard 310.
Three-
That's 310.
310?
Minimum,
I
minimum
heard
310.
370 through the grapevine. Make
Bro.
up numbers.
Listen, if this was the 90s, he would have been 350 easy. 350. 350 easy. Everybody said Ronnie was 298, and then every 5 years, Chad brings you down. Okay, it was 285. Then it was 278. I'm like, oh, it was 296 10 years ago. Now it's 278. Okay, no problem.
Before or after
Unbelievable.
LASIK.
Bro, same with Samson, right? Milos for years, for like the past, I don't know, past at least a year. Oh, 301, you know, 301. And it's like, then finally, he was 301 in UK before a week out before he flew out to US. I'm like, motherfucker, you can lose 10, 15 pounds in a week if you're that big, bro. So it's like, you know, you got to be careful with these guys. They're always going to. But that's why I say, let's not even talk about. We've never heard Derek Lunsford or Hottie talk about their weight, have we? I don't even know what they weigh on stage.
No.
I think we all just assume they weigh like 230, but we don't really know, you know, because who cares, bro? You know, so I think when you get caught up in that, nobody has ever competed 300 pounds on the dot on game day. I don't believe that.
That's what Patrick Tor was saying, that Rami's 360 pounds right now. That was the news on the block, you know. So
of course he is, right?
We gotta see it first.
Where's coach?
Now, huh?
Yeah, Pete Tor's coaching.
Okay.
Well, now I'm hearing no more.
Yeah,
but he was.
He showed like a. Oh, no more. Oh, that's changed already. That was this like really recent? Because man, this news is coming quick, dude. It's coming quick.
It's I think I heard this a week ago. I don't even know who said it. Was it? I don't want to say any names. I don't want to put him on blast, but somebody said that it sounded like they knew what they was talking about. But
the last video I saw, he had a check-in photo of Rami, and he put it to the camera, and he showed him, and it wasn't in English, and it was one of those interviews, and it was like
in a different language, yeah.
He's 360 pounds. That's where everyone got it from. Yeah. So
hey man, I can't say for sure, but the news be advancing quick out here.
Yeah, man.
So how long were they together for? Like a month? What is that?
I mean, if I'm being honest, if it's true they're not working together, I don't think it's because Rami wasn't happy. I think it's because Rami probably isn't going to compete. You know, like if I had to guess, if it's true that they're no longer working together, you know, where Rami missing the guest posing, either maybe he can't get to America, which I don't really believe that, but it's possible, or he doesn't seem that interested or that pressed to compete, right?
The visa issue is nonsense, man. I don't believe that for a second.
The exception, the reason I think it might be legit is because of what's happening and
because of Gaza.
Yeah,
and Egypt.
He's
from Egypt, bro.
He's from Egypt. He came over last year on a visa because he did the guest pose, and those visas he has last longer. Like Egyptian visas last for 10 years. And then if he has an 01A visa.
10 years. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So I heard from a good source, a pretty quality source, that it's like he just doesn't want to, he's not competing, he doesn't care. He's done with it.
I mean, he's been coming here since 2013 consistently in New York, but when have you ever heard Rami has had visa issues to get to the Olympia in the last 10 years?
Wait,
Yeah,
why?
that's a good point.
Okay, the Gaza Strip is right next to Egypt, but why the fuck would they stop you from coming to America because you're in Egypt? Like that it don't make sense. Oh, you're Egyptian? Oh, you can't come in.
Potentially, if it's a leaky, porous border, I don't think it is.
No, it's the most locked down.
It's very locked down, I think.
Yeah.
Never mind. Forget I said that. It's probably bullshit.
I got Egyptian friends and clients. I'm gonna be like, hey, is it hard for you to go back home and back and forth? And I'm gonna see what they say. Because
David just came back from Egypt. He was telling me, because I was talking with him last week, and he was saying, bro, there were flights coming all over from America, just flying in. They were just Egyptians were just flying into America, bro. They were like,
this is not good.
Several flights. So he was like, I don't understand how Rami can't fly,
Yeah.
This
Shout out David, bro. We got to get him back. It's been a while.
Yeah, I like David, but yeah, it's just not looking good for Rami, unfortunately. But I mean, listen, at the end of the day, if he's not pressed to compete, we ain't gonna press him. Like, do we have to get him on stage? I think we have enough talent. I don't. With all due respect, I don't think anybody's pressed to have Rami back. If he wants to do it, I think it would be exciting. But I mean, the man don't want to compete. Fuck it, go be rich in Egypt. I guess.
The thing with that too is, like, once you win the Olympia, there's nowhere else to go.
No.
If you're coming back, you're only coming back to try and regain the title. You're not going to go fight for Chicago. You know what I mean? So it's like if he's coming back at this point, like, if we're being completely objective and honest, like, does anyone really think that Rami can regain the title with the way things currently are?
No.
So in my opinion, it's kind of like, no matter what happened, the outcome, he wasn't going to be happy with the outcome anyway.
No.
So yeah, leave it at that.
Even if he bought his all-time best physique, I don't know if that would be enough to win. Not just look-wise, but what the judges are saying by the way they're placing him. Now take that however you want to take it, however that will, that means to you. But the way he's being judged, doesn't seem like he had any chance of winning whatsoever.
What's crazy is his all-time best physique
I agree.
was around 2014 to 2016, 17, and that today could potentially win.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But back then, based on who was around and how it was being judged, he didn't have a chance. Which is what sucks. Which is really what sucks for him. I feel bad for the guy, because that physique today would definitely win. I'm 100% convinced.
I mean, he
especially
beat
in
everybody.
Arnold. I don't think he ever won in Arnold, Ohio.
No,
so I think he could have at least got a couple of Ohio wins.
He beat everybody besides Phil. So I mean, that tells you ain't nobody beating Phil today. I'll tell you that much. So I mean, I agree. So, but that physique is gone. It is what it is. With all due respect, even when he was winning, I think he was drier in the hams and glutes, but that was not a better physique. That was not better physique. The driest version of you isn't always the best version of you. I think Phil's driest versions were some of the later years, like 2016, 2017, but that wasn't his best physique. I thought his best physique was 2011, 2013, and he was not as dry. So it's not always about just drying out.
Yeah.
Did we leave
but
anybody
Rami
out?
did beat Phil towards the end. You said he didn't beat him. He did beat him towards the end, 2020.
2020.
Yeah.
Oh, that don't count, bro. like Prime Phil. I'm sorry, but Prime Phil. I'm like, when did he beat Phil? I think. Yeah,
It
The
does
standard for
count.
every Olympia champion, you exclude your last showing. No one talks about Ronnie 2005, bro. Like you exclude it. Didn't happen. It's not part of the history books. Yeah.
All right. Did we leave anybody out? Oh, who won in men's physique? This guy?
This
No.
guy, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful
Super.
man.
Super impressive.
Facts.
The hair, bro. The hair is on point.
And that smile, great smile.
Who in the
Hey.
open has hair like that? Come on.
No.
Oh yeah.
Am I-
Nice plug. Nice plug, Stu.
No hair plugs, but
Am I the only one that sees some of these physiques and think like, yo, I want to see what they look like in bodybuilding? Am I the only one that thinks that? Because
nah,
I
we
think-
all think that, but yeah.
I feel like this guy in bodybuilding poses, we'd say his back is small. Like his
And
back
his legs.
right hitting.
And his
Yeah.
legs.
yeah, no,
Yeah, but
no,
let
no,
him
no, for
grow
sure.
and like
Yeah, as I'm saying, like for whatever reason, I have like most of my competitive clients are men's physique. I don't know if they because my legs are small or what it is. they pick me. No, but yeah, like I literally look at these guys and I'm like, I want to see these guys do bodybuilding, like because I know what genetics look like. Even if your legs are a little under, I can still see the sweep. You know what I'm saying? I can still see how the glutes are stretched. I'm like, I would love to see these guys do bodybuilding, but it's not even the same sport. Like what's that?
I have a question.
Oh yeah,
yes, Kennedy.
Yeah, go ahead.
we always say this with the physique guys because the upper body just looks so sharp and so nice. But do you guys really think that if they get bigger, do you guys feel like they're going to lose some of that sharpness in the upper body that we see with them? Because I feel like we always say this because, you know, when you look at their upper bodies, you're like, wow, it looks so good. But if you put 30, 40 pounds on their whole frame, I think it loses a little bit of that sharpness.
I mean,
I think it's a peaking issue. I think you can still do it with 40 pounds on, but you have to be more patient because it takes more time to season it, right?
I don't think getting bigger is going to take away your condition if you just get in shape. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe separation, details and
Yeah.
stuff. Like certain
Separation,
huge guys, they kind of lose that, particularly
For sure.
if they grow really quickly.
For
Like
sure.
I've kind of noticed that on myself.
Me too.
Not too bad, but like a little bit,
Mainly in the waist, even though proportionally, I feel like my waist is still small, but I don't have the crazy oblique lines and shit. I used to get the fucking Christmas tree lines and the obliques, and I don't believe back then I was actually as lean as I am now, but I would still get those. So
And that's why I asked because you look at the physique guys, right? All of them, their serratuses are out, right? Like every single one of them, they have the deep serratus, they have the deep abs, but you don't see that as the classes tend to go up, and they're not training any different from what we do.
You think they're not training any different? Because I think they're training their abs.
I think they do train their abs quite a bit. And
Think?
to that point, I've talked to a couple of people who have asked me, how do you get your ab and thigh looking like that? How do you get your waist so small? I just I don't know. I just know how to control my obliques and my what's it called? The corset muscle.
Transverse abdominals.
Yeah, transverse. I don't know why, but I can just naturally connect with that muscle and cinch it in. Some guys, like Ryan Foster, for example, talk to him about it. He just can't fire that shit. And he's trying to pull it in, and it just doesn't suck in like mine does. I don't know why, but these guys clearly have great mind muscle control with that part of their body because it's like required in this division.
I think when you're bigger, you have to train abs to be able to control it, because I didn't train abs at all, and then as I got bigger, I lost control of it.
Yeah, I also don't train abs at all.
Okay. For my clients personally, they train like bodybuilders. They're really strong. They train heavy, and most of them don't train abs. And sometimes if their waist looks perfect without training abs, I don't tell them to train abs, because I actually believe that not training the abs, their waist stays even smaller, because they don't build any muscle there. But you have to have enough muscle to push against the skin. If you don't have enough muscle, then you have to train. So if I see you hitting your abs and I don't see detail, I'm going to tell you train your abs. If everything's perfect, I'll tell you don't train it because I can see all the lines and it's tiny. So I don't want you to grow it anymore, you know? So I'm sure it's personal.
I think I would look better if I actually trained my rectus abdominis. I'm just lazy as fuck, honestly. The last time I trained them consistently was the USA's prep, and my abs were definitely more pronounced and blockier. Not my obliques, but like my abs. And my six pack, and I don't know, I'm just a bum, man. I don't feel like doing it.
Pick your poison, right? See what's like. Pick your poison. So it's like I feel like my waist is small enough that I can train it, and it's still gonna be like the smallest in the supers. But if I can get more detail, you know. But if I can get more detail, I'll take it. But if
if I'm going against Nick, right, who has crazy blocky abs, I'm never gonna beat him there, right? That's always gonna be weaker for me than him. But my waist is a lot smaller, so
see.
I'm never going to be a mass monster, man. I trained that shit.
Kennedy trains and he doesn't have to train it. This motherfucker has abs at 20% body fat.
Well, see, me personally, man, if I was judging, I would choose the smaller waist. I mean, it doesn't mean the whole physique wins, but if I'm just judging the waist, right? You remember Flex Lewis versus what's the Brazilian guy?
Eduardo Correa.
Correa. And Flex had a really nice taper, but Flex didn't have deep abs. But when he would pull up into the shots, I preferred his midsection, even though Correa had like hottie abs, right? But I just don't like how his midsection looked. And it wasn't even big. It just didn't have the same tapered look, right? So like I think sometimes just having a smaller waist and a better taper looks better.
I think the silhouette is most important personally, but
you know, now I think Heidi has both to a point. I think Heidi has both. You know, that's best case scenario.
If Hadi would pull his obliques in like Stu does on his ab and thigh and his front relax when he punches down the abs, that would look beautiful. But he pushes the obliques out, and that's why people say he has a wide waist. You know,
he does. It's hard. Yeah.
When Hadi's posing those abs, bro, it's like he's doing an ab workout, bro. The way he contracts that, hard.
Didn't I?
I'm like, bro, chill. Like, you're gonna pop a blood vessel, you know? Relax.
It's like he can get away with it because his abs are so detailed. But I gotta agree with Sid. I think he over pushes it down to the point that it actually doesn't look as small as it is, right? I noticed Samson too. He doesn't pull it in. He only flexes on it. But unfortunately for Samson, he doesn't have the amount of ab detail that Hadi does. So as he's getting bigger, it doesn't look as good because he's just flexing it, but the lower abs are popping out. He's not pulling because you can pull and flex. You know, if I flex my abs without pulling it in, this shit looks horrible. I have to like pull it in, and you know, it's something you have to learn how to do. You know, but it could take time. All right. Anybody left?
Martin.
Oh, Martin.
Angel.
Oh,
too.
Angel.
Oh, Angel too. Let's go. Sorry, Martin. We keep pushing Martin back. I just saw Angel, didn't I?
You're on Gilco. He wasn't filming the European show.
Oh, well, let's look at Martin then. Is Martin here?
Scroll up a little bit.
God damn it, baby.
Way too fucking fast. Jesus.
I'm sorry, man. I'm going to slow down.
Right there.
All right, there we go. Look at that neck tattoo. It should fire.
Hey, I just want to say he's rocking the velvet posing trunks here, which is bold. Actually, you know CJ, who does the suits? She said the only person she knows that could get away with velvet posing trunks is Branch Warren. And she I was gonna get some from her, some velvet ones. She was like, "No, honey, don't do that. Don't do
it." Bro, look at where his tricep inserts. Why is the tricep insert at his elbow?
It's nasty.
That's the opposite of Andrew. His triceps are inserting at his fucking elbow. What the fuck is that? Let's see. That's the good back double.
Anything.
Yeah, Martin is very complete. I don't think Martin had the weakness Is there a weakness on that physique?
I don't think he was getting his back spread out the way he normally does right there.
No, he wasn't. It looked like, but you know how he grabs his trunks because I think his hands slip.
Hands
it looked like
slipping.
they were still slipping. Yeah,
You're right.
he needs some of that tacky. You know the tacky you put on your thumb.
Yeah. The what are they
Protein
called?
drills.
Bikini bite.
Yeah.
I actually had one of the girls put that on my trunks last year, so it stayed in place on my hips. It helps. It's a good idea. Do it.
It is, yeah. Because grabbing the trunks work to a point, but
I hate that, man. I don't like it when people do that. It looks like you give yourself a wedgie.
The schmoes love that too. They love that.
Oh, they love that for sure. I could bet.
Don't do that.
And it's sometimes when he goes to grab it, you kind of pull it down a little bit, so you might show a little bit of ass, a little too much ass, you know. So you got to be careful. Look, when he goes to pull it, because you got to get your hands in there. So sometimes you see a little bit of upper ass. I don't want to see that upper ass. And like Sid said, the fact that you got your thumb in there, it's hard to really. I don't know. It's hard to really rotate when your thumbs are like, because your hand has to be like this. That's weird, right? I don't know.
It's in the wrong position. It's just in the wrong position. So
thumbs down. Yeah, so I think he has to get some of that bikini bite. But shout out to Martin.
He looks good, man.
Crazy.
Like
I like Martin.
Me too.
Clean.
He's in
clean.
I want
hair.
How do you guys think that he fared up next to Nick in those shots?
I think well. He didn't look super undersized.
There was one picture that RX Muscle put up where Nick was a good 2 feet in front of him. Sid knows what I'm talking about. 5'11" versus 6 foot.
RX Muscle,
right there, middle. Nick is shorter than Martin. Okay,
that's funny. That's a good one.
Yo, RX Muscle, it's like they tried their best to take the worst angles for every single person.
That was Sid, man. Sid's at that show taking putting
So, like the Gilco video is not as bad, but the RX one is way worse. You know, it's
come on, Sid,
dude.
Come on, Sid. I know Sid be busy, but come on, Sid. What are you doing, bro? All right. Who else left? That's everybody. Who else did that show?
Angel.
Oh yeah.
I think that was it for the guest posers, though. Yeah, we don't care about the classic fellas. So.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Listen. They got great physiques, but if I'm being honest, I didn't even look at them. With all due respect,
bro, I paid $20 for that show for the guest posing, not for the. I didn't watch any classic. I paid $20 for the guest posing.
Okay.
So I was dying last night when you sent me that. You were like, I paid $20 for this.
Okay. Freddy. Mañana despegamos. Vamos a New York.
Dude,
yeah.
Translate.
Okay, translate for us. Angel not playing. He said, "Vamos, come on, let's go."
Vamos a Miami.
Listen, I mean, he's gonna be one of the most dense, shredded guys in the lineup for sure. What's gonna hurt him in his lineup is gonna be I can't say structure. What shape? Was that what you would call it?
I think it's the limbs, bro. His limbs are too small.
Or like his arms and legs compared to his torso, right?
Yeah.
He had a huge torso, like his chest and back. Unfortunately, his waist as well. His waist had good control.
He sucks it in real good when he's actually on stage. He does. Again, we gave Nick the benefit of the doubt earlier about the waist thing, and we should do the same here.
Yeah,
we got to give both sides, man. No, what's gonna hurt him on stage is aesthetics, right?
Yeah,
you're right. His arms.
Like look at the front double right here. He hits the front double in that front lat. Like, you just look at the legs and the arms. It's not enough compared to the top 5 guys.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Do you think he would beat Tonio?
No.
Like your top 5 is going to be in no particular order. Nick, Stu, Martin, Tonio, Quinn, right?
Wait,
then
Nick, Stu, Martin, Antonio, Quint. Yeah,
that's your top
yeah,
five.
next.
Yeah.
Antonio. Yeah.
You
He's
really
gonna be
don't
with
think he
Tim,
can
bro.
sneak in there, huh?
I
He's gonna
don't
be with
think
Tim
he beats any of
Budashan,
those
bro.
guys, man.
He's gonna be with Tim Budashan.
I don't think there's any way Angel's gonna beat those 5 guys personally. I don't think there's anything he can do to. It doesn't matter how shredded he gets. He's gonna be giving up quite a few body parts, right? And overall shape. You know? I don't know. Unfortunately, I think he's doing the best with what he has, but he appears a bit like a bit squatty looking. I gotta be honest.
That's how stacked New York is. That's it's this is not a regular state show. You know, this New York Pro. It's one for the history books. I'm telling you guys. I haven't seen a show this stacked in such a long time that's not an Arnold, you know, or Olympia caliber. This
like,
show stacks, dude.
Like Texas 2022, you know, when Kamal did it. And Kamal was a second place Olympia guy, just like Angel, right? Or actually an Olympia winner, of course, but that last year he'd been second place and he was 4th or 5th, you know? So it's just, this is a really, really good Olympia qualifier.
Think about it. Yeah. All these guys, all the top 5 in Tonio is an Olympian, top 8. And we're not even saying Tonio is, you know, it's going to be a 1 and 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's when no one is even saying that. Like that's how stacked this show is. I really think this top 5, I think that any show within this next year and the next 2 years, these guys are all going to the Olympia. I've told you, Stu, I've told Quint. I really, really believe it. Like these guys are legit. They're legit.
Oh yeah. Listen. If anybody isn't excited with about the current trend, you're not really a fan of bodybuilding. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. Most of us started getting into bodybuilding around the same. I'm 31. Ken is probably Zayd. You know, still a little younger. How about Sid? How old are you, Sid?
32. I'm the
old man. So we around the same age. And every couple of years, bodybuilding is dead. It's dying. There's nobody. Everybody's dead. It's going to shit.
Talent.
Yeah. And then, you know, every couple of years, a new breed comes in. Oh, we get a new wave. Whoa. Now we got Hunter. Oh, now we got Nick, Andrew. Oh, you know, we got Stu now. You know, it never stops. Tonio, I don't know. Quint, you know, it just keeps coming. And then I don't hear anybody saying that at this moment because you just can't say it. But it's part of, you remember people said once Iverson and Kobe retire, Tracy McGrady is over. Everybody's a scrub. Get out of here. But then every couple of years, you got more and more talent. This shit is never going to end. You know, it's always going to be talent coming in, so which is great.
Hey, I got to get out of here at 2, so yeah, just FYI.
We got time. We got 30 minutes. Don't rush the process. All right.
Yeah.
We didn't cover this.
Joe has been looking really good.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I commented on it just now. I got to be honest, man. This is impressive. I'm very impressed. Here's my thing. How can somebody, the fact that he can lose so much weight and look bigger is what my, you know, because in my head, you would think you lose all that weight, you would start to get flat or stringy. I never see Joe for a second look. I know he's flat because I know what he's doing, but I never see him look flat. He always looks like huge and bubbly and round, which is kind of strange.
That's how you know somebody is really, really muscular. When you're flat, but you don't look like it.
Yeah, a lot of muscle. Yeah.
I mean, his side quarter turns are so sick. Very good shots.
Well, his side shots in general, his side chest and side tricep are some of his best shots. But I'm actually very impressed. He has a very, I think Ken said, he has a very unique structure because the shoulder width and the structural width is different. Is very different. You know, his entire physique is very different looking. There's people don't look like him, and I like the unique physiques sometimes.
It looks like his weight came in a lot from the front, and especially in that front lat spread. It looks much, much better than I've seen it before.
Well, that's where he holds all his weight. You know, he holds it around his waist. You know,
a Mexican tire, right?
But like Stu said. Yeah, I mean, I got to be honest. I mean, I thought he was gonna be on today, but I'm pretty impressed. You know, he stuck to his guns, just put in the work. Joe has been working really hard, so that's one thing. He doesn't really talk about it, but he puts in quite a bit of work to get in shape. It's not like a fast process for him. But shout out Joe.
Is Gilco going to be at the Cali?
No, but they had a good videographer there last time. Not quite
Joe
as good as Gilco, but good.
Joe never gets that shit done. I might like buy it for him. I might buy the videos because I kind of want to see what it looks. Because I feel like when the pictures come out, people be like, you got to see that. You got to see that 4K video to really get an idea.
For the USA, he didn't get the fucking video.
No, he didn't. I don't know, why would you not? Oh, JP don't comment on my shit. Oh shit!
You're not showing 4.5 plates on the Smith or whatever.
Yeah, good point. All right, next week I'm gonna show the press 7 plate so I can get JP to comment on my videos.
Hey, I just saw you search and Soul Fit Josie pops up before Joe. What's going on?
I don't know who that is. Just happens to just pop up. I don't know what happened. I don't know why that's up there. Just must be some competitor. Something I don't know.
Coincidence.
Yeah, coincidence. Don't mind that. All right. Let's get into questions. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't post a question sticker until like 5 minutes ago. But okay, we got a couple, you know what I'm saying? Fit Nation strong, Fit Nation Army, bro.
Before you start, let's catch up with Sid. How's prep, Sid?
No, I don't want to talk about me, man. Shit. I've got
you in prep?
No prep for me. So we plan is to do nationals in December. I was we did a little mini diet. Right now I'm about 235. So now we're going to kick it back up again, hopefully get to 260 and then diet down. So we're 30 weeks out right now. We just started doing like big boy stuff about 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Baby mamas out there. We gotta keep it low key, you know.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Like creatine, BCAAs. Yeah. I know what you mean.
It's
glycerol.
Glycerol. Yeah, it's good. The pumps are good. We're strong. Like I'm getting tight, you know, and just filling out. So, you know, I'm nervous. Luckily Kennedy's, you know, keeping me strong and keeping me feeling a little bit more confident. And I've got some friends that are telling me, keeping me hyped up, but it's a lot of muscle I got to put back on, you know.
Yeah. I'll cut you down to size, Sid. Just hit me up with that.
Hey, good shit. Good catch by Zayd. You know, like sometimes because y'all my friends, sometimes I forget like y'all like legit bodybuilders, and it's like I literally forget to like pull y'all up too. So let's now that
there's nothing. I don't post anything. I just post nonsense in my stories.
He just looks for smoke online. That's all he does. Just getting into fights every day.
Just glued to his phone.
Hey, Stu, you have any? Did you post anything new recently?
No. Well, look in the group chat. I put some shit in the group chat.
Oh shit.
Like do you want me to pull it up, or are you keeping that under wraps?
We'll wait.
Man, I wanted to see it because are we doing predictions?
I'll send it to you, Sid.
All right, shoot it my way. Let me see.
Right.
Yeah.
Just hold.
Let's keep it under. Oh yeah, we got 6 days. You can't show them too much. You know what I'm saying? You can't show them too much. 6 days out. You know, you want to keep that appeal. To be honest,
hey, yo, hold on, Sid, you got an iPhone or?
I got an iPhone. Yeah.
All right, then it's gonna come through shit. I'll send it on IG.
So you're an Android guy too, my man.
Damn right. I've had this one for like 2 years now.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Android?
Hell yeah.
Oh, come on. Oh no. Grand Theft Auto, fucking Grand Theft Auto graphics.
Shut the fuck
up. Yeah.
Kennedy's always complaining about his camera on his Android. It's like, just get an iPhone.
Dude, so some check-ins I'll be sending to Andrew. I used to tell Sid, I'm like, man, this guy, because before he had actually met me, Sid and I had done a lot of posing sessions and video live. So it's like I would send him check-ins, and it's like, bro, like these check-ins, this guy's gonna drop me as a client, man. I look like garbage.
Hey, that's a move though. Take shitty pictures, post them online. Everyone underestimates you. Remember the USAs? Nobody had me winning the USAs because I had a shit camera and I looked like crap.
I'll tell you why I didn't have you winning the USAs, too, because the previous year you'd gotten big as fuck and then you overdieted with blue. And I thought you're going to do the same thing. I was like, there's no way he's going to like not come in overdieted. But then he kept all your size and were peeled as shit. And it was like,
I was not as peeled as the year before. I'd say in 21 I was over dieted but super conditioned. 22 I was properly dieted, not as conditioned. This year I'm about as conditioned as I was in 21, but it didn't all fall off of me. So,
dude, you look hard as heck, man. Like areas that I've never seen you so hard. Like your glutes, they're hard, but they don't really striate. You have striations that I've never seen from you.
yeah, that one line that goes through is like all the way up into my anus now. It's in there. I'm surprised I look like this. I didn't really push that much harder this year. I'm taking less drugs. Like I feel better. I think it's just I'm a year older, a little more muscle maturity. Didn't fall off of me when I pushed the diet harder. So.
But like you didn't even look this good like 4 weeks ago. Like you've been looking better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the closer you're looking, like not, and it's not like okay, you're getting leaner. It's like you're leaner, harder, but you're looking bigger actually, which is strange because you would think that you would be getting flatter.
He looks so good. Even Ian was like, "Yo, this guy's fighting for first." with New York with Nick. Everyone saw it, and everyone was like, "Yo, Stu is top 2, guys. Forget about it."
Even outside pics are nasty. Yeah,
they were I look so much different when I'm like pumped up versus like right out of bed. Like what I just sent you is right out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
So like,
no, these are still good though, dude. Like I'm even because your kitchen ones are usually your flattest. You're just kind of first thing in the morning, right? But this is very impressive, especially like your quad separation is the best I've seen it. Normally, like you can see the lines, but they're not deep, and this it's like all the way deep.
Yeah, there's just like little lines that are showing that like weren't there last year. So I'm pleased.
Low key, I'm happy that Stu is getting that love, but part of me is like, I kind of wish that nobody saw that, so he could just come in New York like nobody talking about.
95% of people still don't know who the fuck I am. It's okay.
Okay, well, good. It still works then, because like sometimes I kind of like when somebody shows up and everybody's like, we did not expect them to look like that, motherfucker. That's crazy, I think now most of us expect it. You know what I'm saying? To a point. I'm sure there's people who are like, who's that Stu guy? But good work, Stu.
Beef
good work. Yeah. All right. You guys ready to get into questions? Let's do it. Would you rather have more smaller meals or would you rather have more smaller meals or less but larger meals?
Smaller quantity, larger meals for me.
Wait, what?
I like larger meals, less frequency.
Okay, yeah. Same.
Yeah,
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah, because you say you do like 3 or 4 meals, right, Zaid? Every day. You
I like that.
4.
Yeah. I mean, especially when I'm dieting, I'm doing 5 meals right now. If I'm dieting, why the fuck do I want to eat this tiny ass low carb meal like 6 times, 7 times? Like what the fuck I'm gonna do with 7 ounces of chicken breast with 3 ounces of rice? Like I want to eat that shit. So I would rather have 12 ounces of chicken and 6 ounces of rice. So definitely and to the schedule. I think there's a limit. I wouldn't say get it all in 2 meals. Some people do that in diet, like their meals get so small they might have 2-3 meals. I wouldn't go that extreme because it's teaching your stomach how to eat a lot at one sitting and then get super hungry the rest of the day. I wouldn't like that, but to a point, I think 4 or 5 meals you can do that. I think so.
I like it too. Go ahead, Cam.
Go ahead. I was going to say, I think bodybuilding aside, I think most of us will agree that we would much rather have less meals to eat per day, regardless of what the size is.
for sure. Yeah,
I think 4 would be perfect.
yeah, I like 4, and a good size so that you feel satiated. You know, I like 4. I like, and shit. We got shit to do. We doing cardio. We working out. We, you know, that's about it. You know, and then but we got shit to do. So we're not trying to eat all day around the clock. You know.
Sorry, Sid, I cut you off.
Oh no,
Go ahead.
I was just going to say you can get to bed earlier too if you're just doing 4 or 5 meals. Whereas if you got 6 meals, you got to have your. I always do at least 2 hours between the meal usually, so it just is more time awake.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Especially on a Sunday when you have 3-hour podcasts, you know.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Actually, I think Xavier hit me up, but I don't think I have another podcast in me right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, fuck that.
It's I gotta eat. I gotta work out. All right. Did y'all ever go back to musclelover.com?
Oh God.
Did you, Eddie?
No, I didn't. No, it must have slipped my mind. I forgot to go back to visit. Can you guys add a rate my physique or lifting form section to the pod?
This is how people try to get clout, is what it is.
Oh, because
Yeah, but they better
to,
be careful with us. And
I see what you're saying. Yeah, because they want you to pull. My only thing is we did it like maybe once or twice, and then my DMs were just full of like people posing their fucking bones.
I don't want that personally.
I'm not trying to be mean, but like I don't know what your genetics are if you don't have any muscle. You know, you gotta have something there for me to be like, okay, you need this. Or like people are like, oh, do I need more arms? I'm like, I mean, you just need more, like just more everywhere. You know, I don't know. It's
So
kind of
y'all-
hard to.
I do some posing coaching, right? And so sometimes I'll get these people coming to me for posing coaching, and it's just like, there's nothing I can do because you don't have muscle, man. Like,
You know,
the pose isn't going to look right until you get bigger. Like,
But
It's a
Sid,
process.
there's a theory you could kind of pose your way to winning, right? Like, you know, right?
Yeah, whose
That's
theory
the
is
way.
that? Are they trying to sell you something?
That's hilarious. I don't know. Like, I don't know why people want to skip those steps. I started training like bodybuilder training. I don't know, maybe like 18. I was working out before then, but not like a bodybuilder. And I bulked until I was like 20. I bulked like 5 years. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, whoa, let me just strip down, to my bones so I could step on stage. Like, what? I didn't see the point. I'm like, I have to hit like 250, 260 before I do my first show. At my height, granted, that's not going to be the same for everybody. But in my head, I'm like, I know what they look like. Like, I'm not going to be 5'11" middleweight. Like, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point in doing that? I'm tall, right? So
I feel like it's a good idea to start competing when people are like, do you compete? Like,
boom.
Like you should compete, that kind of thing. And like actual people whose opinions matter, like hardcore gym owners, like other bodybuilders, like people who know what they're talking about. I think that's when that you have a stage ready physique.
The difference is when we started, you didn't get clout for working out or going to the gym or being a bodybuilder. If anything, it wasn't cool. It was like, why you work out so much? Why whereas now I think people feel like it gives them an identity. Because a lot of people maybe they don't have a lot going on for themselves. They're like, you know what? If I could attach myself to this world, I can get an identity. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, as long as it takes time to get there. But the issue is your first 3 months in the gym, and you got on all the bodybuilder clothes. You speak in the lingo. You got the Gasp oversized tee on, but you can't be wearing the Gasp oversized tee at 140.
Use code beef stew.
Yeah, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, when you're 150 and you have on a 3X Gasp shirt on, it's not doing what you think it's doing, and you got all the.
I'll tell you what. I'd rather they be wearing that than like
dog sport.
Dog sport, or like some other like young LA shit. Not necessarily because the brands suck, but like it's like, okay, you're investing yourself in this hardcore bodybuilding culture, even if you're not there yet. Like you got your mind in the right place, I think
at least
it's cooler.
You have the right role models, right? You're looking at the Gasp guys, right?
Me.
Yeah. and then it's like your first 4 months in the gym, you're posting these updates, right? Like, hey, 2 weeks into the off season, side chest. And I get it because you're emulating what you see. But you have to understand that, like, you gotta wait a little bit. You gotta go through the process a little bit in the trenches. Like, everything doesn't have to be broadcasted, necessarily from day one. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. It's just sometimes it gets a little bit annoying when you feel like people are trying to attach themselves to something that they don't really understand.
Well, if their goal is content creation, then that's like a totally different thing, right?
Yeah.
And that's oftentimes the case. But me personally, I used to post things every like 4 or 5 months back in like 2018, 19, when I was like in this 2-year off season. I was like, okay, I finally look kind of big. I'm gonna put a picture up,
Yeah. My whole thing is that you can be about it without acting like you're about it, right? Like, the energy it takes to do all the things that doesn't matter, but not do the things that do matter. I don't know if that makes sense. If you're doing all the work, like Joe, when I met Joe wasn't impressive looking. He was just doing the work, right? You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't trying to skip the steps. He was doing perfect diet, perfect training before even the gear. Right? I think people want to skip that. Every day, diet is in shambles. Diet is in shambles. Training is in shambles. But as long as they look the part, they have the right clothes on. They have the smelling salts. They have all the cool. So they got their little hostile supplement kit look. They feel like they're living.
Whoa!
Well, no, that wasn't trying to hostile. that wasn't trying to hostile. I'm
specific.
Just like, because I feel like they're trying to look like they live a lifestyle that they don't actually live. But you can do both. Like Stu said, you can just actually live the lifestyle and post it. That's one thing. But I feel like a lot of times it's pretend. Same with the training video, that they act like they're training hard and they're spitting and screaming, but they're not really training hard. My whole thing is actually be about it, and then everything's going to fall into place. Don't pretend to be about it. They're the difference, right? I don't know why I went off on a tangent, but that's how I feel.
I think there's a Shakespeare line. Life is a play, and life is a stage, and we are but players. And don't be so performative.
Exactly.
Stu, you're probably the only one that reads Shakespeare here.
Yeah. I haven't read Shakespeare in over a decade, but these things are like burned in my brain from high school. I can't help it.
Exactly. And
Sue's been saying some complicated, like the golf thing last.
Mulligan. I was going to say
What?
Mulligan.
What are you talking about?
It's probably some sort of trauma response. I don't know.
He's getting deep. Yeah. And that wasn't a shot at Hostile or any clothing brands as well. It's just that it's more of a shot at the kids thinking that if they do these things, they look the part, but they don't look the part because they're not really doing it for real.
That's what they see their heroes wearing, right? I mean, Sam Sulek, he's Hostile. They're going to get the Hostile stuff. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
Hostile's clothes actually are pretty nice. Like, their quality is pretty nice.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Stu did make a good point. I actually like it more when I see a kid wearing Gasp than if I see them wearing, I don't want to disrespect any brands. Yeah. When I see them wearing other brands, let's just say that. Right?
Well, like, it's like bodybuilding versus fitness. Like, there's a division there, right? And
exactly, yeah.
I have much more respect for the little kid trying to be open, that's just not big yet. I like that. Go for it, man.
So the younger kids that I coach, they wear Gasp and they're training with really heavy weight and 70% form. I like that. I like that way more than I like the opposite, right? Than I like when people wear, some of these other brands and they're trying to be super perfect with 2 pounds, right? I would prefer you at least look up to the right people. I don't like the pretending part, but I like the mindset that at least you're looking up to the people who are doing it the hardcore way and not the people who are just doing it for clout, I guess.
And if you really want to be hardcore, go to Goodwill, buy 4XL t-shirts, get shit off there for like $3 a piece, and then that leaves you more money for chicken breast and growth hormone, and that's how you should really do things. Right. But still, use
Chicken
code Beef Stew if you want to buy some threads. Know how to balance those two.
If you really want to be hardcore, go to seriousbodybuilding.com and get one of them Stu shirts.
Oh yeah.
You want my face? You want my angry face?
Yeah, hell yeah. You know. And if you need some subs, go take it from here, Ken.
Go to Animal. Ken15, animalpack.com.
Or Poland.
Exactly. If you want to grow your arms, Zayd, newbie machine.
Hey, on the shirt note, like we will have a bunch of these if you are attending the New York Pro, and you can buy them there, and I'll sign them if you want me to.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And if you want to get a picture with Stu, $50.
$55.
You got $50 for me and $5 for the cameraman.
Exactly. And then what? $30 for the shirt, so about $80. Yeah, you're making that out good. About $80 or so.
That's less than the ticket. You're good.
It's a business weekend, man. I'm trying to make a living over here.
Yeah, investments, bro. You good to go. Everybody got $80. Come on, stop playing.
I'm kidding. I would never charge anybody to sign anything. Holy shit.
Oh man. All right. Also, like anybody who watches the podcast, you can't take us seriously. You gotta take us with a grain of salt, you know. Like we're not sometimes we get real information, but don't take us too literal. Like I've seen a few comments like these guys think they're like I can't remember the word they use, like they're so smart, or what. I don't think anybody here thinks they're smart. We just talk shit.
I'm pretty smart, actually.
But like my point is this isn't like J3U podcast. We're not here to like to wow you with our knowledge. This is not that kind of podcast.
We're gonna drop like Shakespeare lines, not studies, not abstracts.
Yeah. Whether it's bodybuilding or relationship advice or any of that, take it with a grain of salt. You know,
Big
take it
old
with a grain
rock of salt like this big, you know.
Exactly. like the drug talk too. Don't try to copy any protocols you hear on the podcast. It's just entertainment. That's it. All right. Pick one, ditch the other. Big biceps or big triceps?
Big triceps.
Triceps.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta be more of your arm. You're gonna be more of your arm. Look at Levroni.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
I mean, Phil had good biceps, but his triceps were even better.
Roly.
You know?
Roly.
Yeah.
When you're just
Yeah.
standing there too with your arms laying at your sides, like if you got triceps, you're like, wow, they're just sticking out there, you know?
I agree.
So
Let's
cool.
say if Rolly had a little bit smaller biceps, nobody would care. But if Rolly had smaller triceps, I think it would change his physique. You know? So I'll go triceps, you know.
You know,
I thought
crazy thing about the guys with the best arms out there, like Lee Priest, Phil Heath, Rolly, they did not shoot them at all. They just had that body part. Like I know Blue used to coach one of Rolly's training partners over in the Middle East, and like he never put anything in him. And you could tell there's no blurring, there's no nothing. It was just like striated.
Look at it.
Crazy.
That horseshoe's just like
Yeah.
Rolly's triceps was so, and Phil too. Phil was
Evans,
this thing where he would go
Evans
like this.
too.
Remember?
Evans didn't put anything in
Evans,
his arms. And they
Evans'
were
arms are
huge.
they're still big. I saw him yesterday. The guy is still in unity.
He's just a
Like
big ass
265.
dude though, right?
Yeah.
He's massive. He's
Yeah.
a massive
Eats
dude.
a bunch of steaks and cooks real good and works out in his garage. Like,
Dude,
what a life,
we're,
man.
We're gonna shoot the whole day. The guy's retired, right? Like the guy comes in with his Tupperware. He's got chicken breasts
Oh,
in the Tupperware with like lettuce and just
Yeah.
like an apple. I'm like, bro, you in prep? Like what's going on here? You know, like not just Evan.
I posted a story the other day about like how I can't believe a serious bodybuilder can't travel and hit their program. And he replies to it, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm literally retired, and I pack all my meals every time I travel."
you don't
That's-
know how to function any other way when you do that
Yeah.
for 20 years. Like, that's the only way you know how to eat.
Yeah. Evan is like a man's man. Like that's what a man is supposed to be. Like if my son is like, I want to be like you, Dad, I'm like, no. Be like Evan. Don't be like me.
Yeah.
Be like Evan.
He's like everyone's bodybuilding dad. I've said that before. Like
Yeah.
he's
Bro. He,
felt so
Mhm.
I felt so honored because, like, you'd see him in passing or whatnot. Like, I've seen him over a couple of years, but yesterday I got to spend like 5 solid hours with him and just talking through it. And I felt so honored just to be with the guy and just hear his thoughts on different things. We're talking about different whole array of topics right yesterday, and it's just like, man, this guy is he doesn't follow the sport as much now as he used to, but the guy's knowledge and just as a human being, like you said, just as a human being, it's just like,
different.
bro, he's so interesting. He's such an interesting individual to me. I'll leave it at that.
Is he going to come to New York? I really hope he does, man.
I hope he does.
He said he's going to be there. He said he's
Fuck
gonna be there.
yes.
Oh, there you go.
I was going to try and meet him at the Arnold, but like he was super busy and so was I.
Yeah.
Missed it, but
In the era of fame and clout, when you see respect, it's a different animal, right? A lot of people are popular or famous. I did either the Easterns or the Atlantic States one year, one of those shows, and I guess he had a client. Evan had a client there, and he walks in the hotel, the same team jersey, and the amount of respect he got. There's a difference between you being popular and respect. It wasn't a popularity thing. It was everybody, hey, Evan, hey, everybody, like, judge it. There's a level of respect people have for him. And I don't even think it's about his bodybuilding, even though he does have respect for bodybuilding. I think it's who he is as a man. And that comes before anything at the end of the day. Anybody on this podcast, it's not about, even though you guys are great bodybuilders, it's about who y'all are as men. If you're a great bodybuilder and you're a piece of shit, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Like, with all due respect, some of the shit like Robbie has said in the past, I'm like, I don't like that. Well, but it's Robbie. It's okay. I'm like, I don't give a fuck who it is. That's not okay. Just because you did something in the sport doesn't mean you can just say whatever you want. You still have to connect yourself as a grown ass fucking man. In my opinion, I'm not gonna say, oh, Ken gets a pass because he's a good bodybuilder. No, man, you still got I gotta respect you as a man first and foremost. And Evan gets that respect from everybody, bro.
be like Evan. And on that note, I need to go and grocery shop. So bye, guys.
Peace out,
Fun.
Stu.
Don't say anything too dangerous. All right.
Cop some shirts. Cop some shirts too.
Yeah, go buy.
Stu, I'll see you. I'll see you next week, bro.
You
I'll
will.
see you next week. Yeah,
Bye, guys.
All right.
Best of luck, bro.
Yeah. Anytime somebody's selling something on this podcast, we're gonna treat it like Greg Doucette's cookbooks. We just going.
Ken, did you know that he won the New York Pro?
Yeah,
his pro debut.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, you're right.
we talked about it. We
It's
talked
incredible.
about it. Like, he was saying how no one expected him to win the show, right? Coming into the show at the time, I think 2008, right? That's when he won it, and no one expected it. So, because we were talking about New York Pro this year, he's like, dude, anything can happen. Like, that's essentially what happened to him, right? Like, he wasn't even anywhere close to top 5 to win the damn thing, and he won the whole show.
Nobody had winning. Yeah. I think Evan could have went a lot further, but I think he was more focused on being like a good man. Like, it sounds crazy to say. I think he was more focused on who he was as a man than a bodybuilder, which can you really you can't. Can you say that's wrong? Not really. I mean, life.
Yeah, I feel like bodybuilding, he wasn't, all of us, like, and I'm guilty of this too. All of us, bodybuilding is it. It's our life, right? Everything else kind of surrounds that. For him, it was just a part of his life, right?
Yeah.
So it was just a simple part of his life, and everything else was still within that same whole circle. And I think that's where, it was easier for him to walk away because it wasn't so instinctive to him in that capacity versus, a guy like me, like, I'm not walking away, bro. Till the wheels fall off. You know what I mean? Like,
so it's like I kind of feel like Evan to an extent, but I'm not Evan. So for me to even turn pro, I can't just be like, it's just part of my life. I gotta be all in to even get the pro card. So I've been doing the opposite, trying to like give bodybuilding more, actually. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I don't know. I'm willing to make a lot of sacrifices, but I gotta be honest. There's certain sacrifices that I'm not gonna make for any sport. Because I'm still a grown ass man. I still understand that life is always more important than any fucking sport. I'm never gonna change my mind on that. Which is fine. I think you can think like that and still get the job done. You know,
Yeah.
if you want to be the best in the world, though, like Mr. Olympia, I don't know. You
No
might
balance. Yeah,
have
no
to.
balance.
Yeah,
No balance,
I,
man.
No way.
I gotta be like Nick's mindset. You know, I get why he feels how he feels, but I personally can't feel like that. I'm also not Nick. You know what I'm saying? So there's a difference. But if you're in their position, nah, there's no sacrifice that you cannot make. You got to make all of them, all the sacrifices. You know, it is what it is. You know, and some people don't factor that in. Some people think it's just like people don't understand how hard bodybuilding is. You can speak it to death. Somebody in the comments was like, "Do you feel like guys on prep like they're dramatic or like they play into it, or is it really actually that hard?" I'm like, oh my god. Okay, bro. Okay. Like,
He said,
what are you
I
talking about?
remember that one. He said, trick themselves into
Into
feeling
thinking
bad.
it's hard. I'm like,
Yeah. What the fuck?
gotcha. You know what? Yep, for sure. We're just acting. Everybody's just acting.
That's how you know he's never been shredded. That's how you know.
No. And then even getting shredded is not enough because these are people who have to like give away family time and throw away relationships and opportunities to make money just to what I'm saying. So it's a whole different beast that he can't even begin to understand that. And you know what? It's okay. He don't have to understand it. He could just go do whatever.
The hardest
he does.
part about it too is you're doing all this with the concept that you have the free will to quit at any time, right?
Mhm.
So like you're starving to death, you're doing all this cardio. It's not like someone's locking you in a room and passing you some food and throwing you on a treadmill. Like you can quit at any time, you know. But it's like you're constantly fighting that physical toll of suffering as well as the psychological. And I think that's where it really starts to really reel in for anyone that's doing this. But yeah, this person is asking this. The only thing I'll ask you to do, probably go for 2 weeks and have maybe whatever you're eating right now, just eat like this, maybe 3 times a day, and don't quit. Just do it for 2 weeks. If you can handle that, then maybe you can try and do a bodybuilding show at some point. You have the will to at least stick it through. And no drinks either. No Friday nights or nothing, So
what was the question? I'm sorry. I don't even know what question you're answering.
I thought we were talking about Evan, and then we went off on this.
Oh, but wasn't there a question somewhere? Oh, I don't even know. Oh no, but the comment from that guy is I don't know. Admittedly, I haven't been all in bodybuilding, but even then, I've made some really hard sacrifices that I kind of have to think about relationships, entire relationships. I've lost out on. And even I'm in LA, right? I've gotten a handful of offers to do commercials and music videos, which it's not my thing, but there's money to be made. There's people here making a lot of money on shit like that, and I've turned it down every time. You know why? Because I'll be in prep. I'm like, I don't have it in me. Imagine you being 4 weeks out. Hey, come for this music video. How long? Maybe 9 to 9. I'm like,
yeah,
what? Just sitting in the trailer. Oh, you can have some food. I'm like, you're so irritable at that point. I don't even want them to see me like that because they're gonna be like, I'm never working with this guy again. So turning down things that could potentially make me a lot of money, that some people are lining up for auditions to go, and I'm just getting it like this just because the way I look, right? But I'm sorry, if I'm in prep, there's no chance I'm doing that.
Sacrifice is the right word, because I think, Zaid, you were talking about this a couple of weeks ago or something, but when you think about how much money you put into this and what you could have put that money in the stock market, what you could have got if you had put that money in just Bitcoin. If all that money you spent on Bitcoin to buy drugs with had just been in Bitcoin, you hadn't bought the drugs, you'd be like a couple $100,000 richer, just because of the how much it's grown. And it's just it's that, and then you feel guilty because you're missing time with your loved ones. Like you have to, you're not your best you when you're in prep. That's the hard part to me,
Hey man,
yeah,
we could all have like a fucking house, if not, it's not a couple of houses, My sister's a nurse. She has a couple of houses, and I'm like, does she even make more money than me? I don't know if she does. But it looks like it, because she's not, and she has kids.
She
so
spends
it's like
a lot less, probably.
Yeah,
a lot less.
I don't even want to think about it, bro, because that shit, it makes me nauseous sometimes. Yeah.
I spent $450 yesterday, like $150 on PT, and then $300 at Walmart. I was like, I didn't even do anything, and I spent $450, and I spent it on like legal stuff. Like, and that's just bodybuilding related. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It just goes out. It goes out fast.
One year, I actually counted my expenses for real, and I said it in a group chat with my friends. And they're not all bodybuilders. And once I said it, I'm like, why the fuck did I say that? I feel like I feel like in their head they're like, either they think I'm lying or they're like, this guy is retarded. So I was like, why the fuck? Back then you couldn't delete text, and I'm just like, oh fuck, that was a mistake. I feel like that show I had lost, and I was in my feelings, and I just said it, and I was like, oh, I should. You don't want to say that out loud, bro. Don't ever say how much you spent on the prep out loud.
Never count the cost of a prep after.
No, yeah, don't even count it. Yeah, but fuck saying, don't even count it out loud, bro. Don't fuck that shit. I was like, bro, there's no way. All right, pick how important is it to have a girlfriend that understands bodybuilding versus distant for prep? I think he's just trying to say how important is it to have a girlfriend that understands bodybuilding. I mean, it's very important, right?
It's 100% important.
If it's not gonna work out.
It's not.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I'm not gonna have a girlfriend really quick.
Yeah.
She don't have to be a bodybuilder, but you're gonna have to be a very understanding young lady. I guess I don't know. That's a tough one. That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
But that's everything. If you're gonna have a partner, it doesn't even have to be bodybuilding. Bodybuilding just is more all inclusive. But if you have like big goals in anything in life, your girl has to be very understanding.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can't, because if you're gonna take away from your performance, even if you're dealing with it, you're not gonna be able to go in the way you need to because you're gonna be scared the whole time that she's gonna. And
it's just stress. Even if she's not 100% on board, you've got to deal with her, lashing back out at you because she's rightfully so. She's a little upset that you're not treating her the way you should be if you were like a normal person, and that's just stressful and it's not good for your prep, not good for your off season.
Have you guys ever been on the opposites? Maybe Zayd has. Have you guys ever been on the opposite receiving side where your girl or the girl you're dating is in prep and you're not?
You're not
Yeah.
what?
Oh, you're not prepping, but your girl is prepping. Have y'all been on that side before?
Yeah.
You have, Sid?
Yeah, and that for me, it's easy because even in the off season, I stay on a diet, and it's just like all I have to do is carry her stuff around at the show and and make sure she feels catered to. For me, it's a lot easier if the girl's actually doing it. But it's when you're both doing it at the same time, and your urge is to be selfish as fuck, and her urge is to be selfish as fuck. Then you got a clash of two selfish people, and one of them is not happy.
Sid is a good man. I could tell because I was there. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I ain't like it, bro. I gotta be honest. I ain't like now. What I will say is, she couldn't tell that I didn't like it, and that's important, right? I didn't make it a thing, but deep down inside, I'm like, if you talk to me like that again, I'm fucking, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't show it. I was just kind of like, and then I would just take a step back. That's it, I think that's important. So, I wouldn't mind if the girl I'm dating she's human. If she felt some kind of way to a point, but she didn't make it a thing. She kind of just, okay, he's in prep. Okay, I'm gonna just, I think that's still supportive, which is what I did. So I think you could do the same. It is what it is. And so I said, somebody, it's not gonna feel great, but you should be able to support your partner in anything, and vice versa. If your girl is, my ex was an actor, so if she's in Canada for 3 months or some shit like that, you gotta take it on the chin. I mean, that's your career. You can't tell somebody don't go. Yeah, go. you know, and go make out with some guy on camera. Listen, man, it is in life. There's gonna be sacrifices, and you got to be okay with that. Did he get excited? You know, when he was kidding? No. Johnny is cool. Okay, let me see Johnny's Instagram.
He's like my brother.
Yeah, he looks like your type. He looks like your type over there. I see that beard. I see that lineup. I'm playing. Nah, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. All right. Do you guys use any pump products before stepping on stage? Citrulline, glycerol, etc.
My mind went the opposite way when you said pump product before the stage. I thought something else like SEO. But no, I've never used carb powders, honestly. I mean, other than the food itself, but no carbs, no. Carb powders? Is that what he means?
Or like pump, like whether like a pre-workout or carb powder or anything like that.
Like glycerol type of deal? No. I mean, to me, if you ate enough and you had your salt in your water, I think you'll be
Should be good to go.
Yeah.
And you might take like a Cialis, like 10 milligrams or something.
That Cialis pump is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Fluffs the trunks a little bit, makes you look.
You know.
Damn, I didn't know about that. Shit.
Yeah.
That's John Meadows like that. John Meadows
hiding secrets from me, bro.
Yeah.
You
Boy, hiding secrets from me, bro.
You're Nigerian, brother. You don't need that.
Yeah. See, when I learned that, I learned that from Oregon originally. The Cialis pump. You know, if you want to teach the judges a lesson. You know? Now listen, if you're fucking what's his name, Bo Lewis, is that guy?
Bo Lewis?
Don't take no Cialis. Don't take no Cialis for stage,
bro. I was posing Bo Lewis the other couple months ago.
You like this. You like this. Turn to the
right. I said to him, yeah, we can't pose a certain way because your adductors aren't developed enough. He's like, no, man, it's just this. And he grabs his dick and moves it. My adductors are good. It's just the way. And he's like, he said, Steve said the same thing.
That's hilarious.
I was like, okay.
Take it easy, bro. Bro.
Keep that thing away, bro.
Bro. This dude's voice sounds like Allah, bro. I'm like, why does his voice sound like that? He's like, yo, it comes from the fucking, the fucking sky.
He's hardcore. This guy.
He's like, yeah. I'm like, what type? Wait, say that again. What the fuck is that a voice? Is that a real voice? Why does, bro?
Him and Charles Griffin's got a voice and a half, man. You ever heard that?
He does. Yeah. Charles' voice, it sounds painful. It sounds like it hurts, right? It sounds like it's gonna hurt your throat to talk.
Yeah. Is Bo Lewis retired or he's
he's doing a show. He's doing Chicago. Yeah.
Oh, he won that show before, right?
Yeah, he's won it before. He's good.
Yeah.
He's big, man. He's like 46 now, I think, or 47, and he's bigger than ever.
How the fuck does he make 212? I don't get it.
Chill out.
No, you know what? I mean, it's hard to feel bad for somebody who's gifted like that, but you got to think about every time he competes or every time he posts pictures. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it's only flattering to a point. Then you get to a point you're like, yo, guys, just let me just bodybuild in peace, bro. Can I just be a bodybuilder, man? Like, well, I mean, he would get posted by patients. I'd be like, oh man. Like at first, I always start off like laughing, and I'd be like, this is kind of fucked up. But because he had the crazy physique, man.
I know, yeah.
It would almost be better if he didn't have that physique, and then at least he would feel flat. Like, hey, I'm getting some love. But he had the crazy physique, but it gets overshadowed. Like,
bro,
literally,
literally get overshadowed.
No one's looking at the physique, bro. No one's looking at the physique. It's distracting, dude. It's distracting.
Unfortunately, I swear, every time he gets on stage, everybody gets kind of quiet, and it's like, But that's not fair, bro. Look at the man's physique, man. He got a great bodybuilder, bro. Great bodybuilder. Man. Oh man, that's wild life. Is he married? Does he have like a wife?
Got a wife. Yeah,
Okay,
I think about 3-4 years now. Yeah.
Okay, dope. Shout out,
I don't know how she does it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Shout out, Bo, bro. Oh, he also had a very interesting past as well.
Yeah.
I've heard some stuff.
Yeah.
But he seemed like the nicest guy in the world. Bro.
He's as nice as can
So
be. Man. Like, he's so humble. Takes critique really well. Like he's constant learner. He's good.
Yeah. See, that's the difference between like some situations are environmental and circumstantial, and there's some people who are just bad people. There's people I grew up with. I'm like, nah, you're not doing this because you have to. You're just not a good person. You know what I'm saying? Whereas some people, you can see the growth and you can see them taking pride in being like a good person. If you guys,
he put it out in public, so I'll just say it because he's talked about it publicly. Like the reason is because he accidentally killed a man in a fight.
Damn.
So like that's why he went. So it's not like and with his fist, like his fist, he didn't shoot somebody, So it's that can happen, and it doesn't mean he's a bad guy at all because he's not. He's the furthest thing, and he hasn't been back in prison since. It's just that's how. Yeah,
because I mean, if you happen to kill somebody by throwing a punch, that's not like intentional. I feel like premeditated. You just do a punch, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I gotta be honest, that's kind of cool that you could kill somebody with a punch. I mean, you kind of get like a feather on your cap.
I was just gonna say that's a fucking powerful punch.
He's a bad
somebody, dude.
Talk about William Bonac. I'm staying away from a fight with Bo.
Yeah. Thanks for telling me that shit. Like, don't get punched by Bo Lewis. Just put it like that. don't take a punch by Bo Lewis.
Or slapped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slap with his hand, or what are you talking
about? Dick slapped is what he means.
Either way, don't get slapped or punched by Bo. You don't want those problems. Does he have a good sense of humor?
Oh yeah, he's good.
He kind of has to at this point. Let's get Bo on the show.
That'd be dope.
Is he 212 still?
Yeah, he's 212. Yep.
Yeah.
How does he make it?
How tall is he? Because 212, he seems pretty.
About 5'6".
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah,
he's about my height. He's about my height. Yeah.
Yeah. You would think you would have trouble making weight,
Let's stop. Time out. Time out.
Let's stop. It's going too far.
He can't stop, man.
I can't help myself sometimes. I'm sorry. I get once I get on a roll, I don't know what to stop. See, like this happens when I'm dating. Like I can only date a girl with a sense of humor because I'll start off and they're laughing, and then like 5 minutes later they're like, "That's a little too far." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean." They'll be like, "Nah, you're going too far." Okay, I got it. So you got to keep that with your guy friends. Be careful when you dating. All right, get Anthony Siacha on. Who's Anthony Siacha?
That's your boy, right, Kennedy?
Yeah, he's a Jersey guy. He competes in. He's pretty much competes in what, like the light heavies at this point.
Okay.
He's a New Jersey guy, but I mean, I don't know why. Who's the person that said it? Was it him? Because I feel like that comment keeps coming up.
It was Porter Albers. Yeah. I did see that a couple of times. Is he popular?
Yeah, he's just. I mean, he's not. I won't say he is. He's a bodybuilder. I don't know if he's competing soon. I will say this, like Anthony, like if you are planning to do a show soon, like a national level show, then yeah, maybe we should bring him on when he's prepping for an actual show. But
yeah,
I mean, I thought he was.
I just don't know.
Wasn't he? I thought he was good in for North Americans. I want to say.
Last year he was, but he pulled out for family reasons. I'm not going to say. I'll let him say it himself. But I think he's back. So if he's prepping for a show at some point, then let us know, and like, you know, as we get closer, maybe we'll do an interview or something like that with him.
He has a good physique, man. I saw he got third at nationals.
Yeah.
He's real solid. Very good.
Yeah, in 21. Yeah.
Strong too.
All right.
Strong guy.
Yeah. All right. Let's do a couple more. 1 second. Sorry. Okay. How you guys doing today? Everybody doing okay?
Doing good, dude.
Okay. All right.
You're cracking me up, brother.
Yeah, I said I talk to you all the time, but I haven't seen you on camera in like so long, dude.
I got a haircut. My hair's not so
You
bad.
did, yeah.
Shave the beard. I'm grooming myself. I'm not depressed anymore.
And now, to be honest, like this podcast is like my social time, especially in prep. In prep, I find like I don't enjoy talking to most people, but like when I talk to my boys, it's always fun. You know, like off season at the gym, I'm talking to everybody right now. Like, I really want to talk to people at the gym.
Speaking of the, are you planning to still do the podcast on Sunday, the 26th?
Oh yeah. Still planning the in-person one, live podcast. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just I like to procrastinate for some reason, so I still haven't bought any of this stuff. But my boy's gonna handle it. He got a bunch of shit.
Okay.
Don't buy it too early. You don't want to miss that return window. You know.
Yeah. I'm not playing about that. I'm definitely gonna return everything. Okay.
USA's is the first national show, right? Like that's coming up
of the year.
Like that.
Yeah. But besides the Arnold Amateur.
Junior USA is through nationals, though. You know, Junior USA is next weekend. Nationals.
Yeah.
But Junior USA is next weekend. Does it do bodybuilders? Do people even compete in that anymore? Like bodybuilders?
Not really.
Yeah. No. Are you talking about pro qualifiers? What are you talking about?
Pro qualified.
Oh yeah.
Pro qualified. The Arnold Classic, USA's, Universe.
Yep.
But bodybuilders don't do Universe. They drug test the open guys.
You want to do Universe? Go to Universe.
Yeah.
We're talking about the next one.
Yeah, and then North Americans, then national. Is the Olympia before nationals?
Olympia
first.
Yeah.
Amateur Olympia, and then the amateur Olympia been getting more competitive nowadays because I feel like in the past, you had international guys that were good. Just you wouldn't see Americans do it, right?
No, yeah, Americans weren't doing it so much. But when Henry did it, it was really good. When Henry won his supers,
it was. Well, you gotta think about it because like all those guys turned pro shortly after.
Yeah.
So that kind of tells you that it was a hell of a lineup. You know what I'm saying? But it's one of those shows like people don't really do it, but it's a good show.
Yeah,
you should get Henry on, man. Henry's back in the gym.
I tried to a couple of times. He gets pretty busy. He gets pretty busy because he works quite a bit. But I should have got him when he wasn't working actually because he was injured.
Yeah, that would have been good. Yeah. I talk to Henry pretty regularly online. We chat on Instagram. So
yeah, he's probably back in work now, but I'm sure he could squeeze in a Sunday.
Yeah, I definitely want as we get closer to like USA's
to get more
at least have
amateurs,
more top amateurs that are doing it. Like a guy like Tim John. Sid knows I always talk about Tim John, man. I'm high on Tim John. Like I got a guy like that, you know. You got to get him on. I love Tim John, man.
You got to get Elliot on. Elliot would be
I was just gonna say Elliot is doing super heavyweight.
I would love to get Elliot. I actually asked Elliot. I asked Elliot to come on. He didn't get back, but hopefully he gets back. I would love to have Elliot on. I want to have his coach on Dom Cardone.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Both those guys are good guys, like chill, good personality guys. I talk to them here and there, and they're all
yeah. I'm not 100% sure Elliot likes me because I do crack jokes in all fairness, but I guess if you don't know me because I don't know him personally, maybe you could be like, I didn't like that joke. So no friend. I did reach out to him, told him, yo, no harm. I didn't mean anything by that, and he was cool with it. But I don't know if he would do the podcast. So hopefully he does.
I didn't know anything. What did you say?
It was I can't remember the exact thing, but it was about him like not doing like pulling out shows. Not to bring it back up now, but
I mean, I
but
think
yeah,
people said the same thing about Carlos, and Carlos went on
That's
and
true.
won the first pro qualifier he did when he got back and got his third in his pro debut. So Elliott's the same thing. Once he gets up there, he's gonna win.
Yeah.
He's gonna
listen. I think he's the most impressive amateur in the world.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? As long as he gets to the stage and is shredded,
Yeah.
he wins. He wins. You know what I'm saying? He wins. But hopefully he makes the stage.
You think he beats Janicki?
Oh well, Janicki's gonna win at Vancouver, isn't he? I don't think he makes the USA's.
In terms of like as a better amateur.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. From Instagram pictures, yeah, but you have to see it on stage. One thing I learned is that you can't judge a physique contest on Instagram in front poses 12 weeks out. You have to see them because you're assuming these people can get shredded as well. We've never seen Elliott shredded. You know what I'm saying? We haven't seen him remotely close to shredded. So whereas we've seen Janicki shredded, when he went against Joe, he could have been leaner, but I've seen him at a show before that completely peeled, smaller but peeled. So, and then you got to factor in the height. He's 6'1", so the structurally. So I wouldn't, from what I think, I feel like Elliott is the most dangerous amateur, but in reality on stage, I can't say that for sure, just because you have to, it only matters when you nail it. If you don't nail it, it all goes further. You have to make it to the stage and you have to nail it. If you don't do that, you can't, what I'm saying? You can't be like, oh, Victor Richards is better than Dorian. It's like, unless you see that shit on stage, you can't really say that, but I think Elliott could win. Potential wise, he could win any show, Janicki is just more proven at this point, I would say.
I think Dom's a better coach too. I would take Dom over Callum. Not that Callum's a bad coach or anything, but I feel like Dom is really good.
Me too. Yeah. All right. Then what the hell is most trend increase intensity? How to increase intensity during your sets? What helps you be aggressive and focused?
This man doesn't have it. If he's asking that question,
What kind of question is this, dude?
I don't even
Should
think
block the guy. Should block the guy. For that.
I don't think intensity is something you can trick yourself to do. You have to either just have it or you have to want it bad enough to be intense. But I don't even know if I'm aggressive in the gym. I'm just
Whoever this
gonna
is,
work.
I don't know what your weight is, but put 4 plates your back and try and
kind of cut
squat
up a little
that
bit.
as much as you can. Now, when you get to the point where you feel like you're about to, so put 4 plates on your back and try and squat that weight, right? Now, when you get to the point where you feel like you can't do no more, you keep going, and you feel like you have to scream, to kind of generate some power. That's when you're kind of generating intensity. It's not something you fake. You know what I mean? Like, you have to just push yourself to that point. So if you're asking this question, it means you're not pushing yourself in training. So yeah, block them for that.
Straight up, block them.
I'm so fiery. This is great. I love it. I got
Sid,
it.
man, you've influenced me such a terrible way, man. I used to be so nice till I met this guy.
Yeah. Well, he said, what helps you be aggressive? Something can't help you be aggressive. I don't think that makes sense.
I think he said he should take halo testing or something. He's like,
Oh yeah,
That could work. That could definitely work.
that might be it.
No, but I mean, you hear about like Eddie Hall, right? Eddie Hall, before he did his big deadlift, whatever it was, 1100. He said that he would imagine people doing like unspeakable things to his children, like somebody raping them, right? So, I mean, when I think, like, you can't do that every session though, that you need to save that type of emotional elevation for something that's very serious. But you have to just be able to bring the intensity at your sessions. It doesn't have to be like that type of thing, but if you can't work out, you're something's wrong with you,
It's like, is it because at the end of the day, we're not deadlifting 1,100 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think we need that much emotion. I feel like we can just get it done, Like when I'm at the end of prep and I have zero physical energy at all, and I can barely stand up. At that point, I try to use emotion. Imagine myself fucking last place with my head down, like, oh, I tried my best, and then I'm like, oh, nah, that can't be me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when I try to invoke emotion when physically I just have nothing left. But any other time of the year, man, you full of food and energy, bro. You better train hard as fuck, bro. You have no excuse, You got no excuse.
I mean, how do you explain to someone to generate intensity? That just means you're not pushing hard enough. I mean, that's the fundamental basis. Like, it's like telling someone learn how to struggle under heavy weight. Like, you can't explain that to someone till they actually do it, right? Like, so whoever's saying this, like, you're clearly not training to the point where you feel like you need intensity, and that's where the problem is. So forget the emotion, just go train, and you'll know when you get to that point. You'll feel it,
To be honest, even like as a coach, I've kind of learned to, like, I don't even try to motivate people like that. Besides, like what I said, close to the show, if I feel like somebody's mental state is starting to take a hit and they're just really feeling like I know they're not gonna give up, but they're really feeling the prep. Then I'll start to get in their head a little bit, like, hey, bro, listen, at the end of the day, people only care when you win. Nobody cares how shitty you feel. If you lose, you're gonna go home with your tail between your legs, and nobody's gonna give a fuck about you. But if you win this shit, everybody gonna tell you, yo, you did your thing. And I'll get them fired up, and then they'll go, usually win. Now if you're off season and I have to reach out to you every week, like, where's your check-ins, I'm not fucking doing that. If you can't give me that, then you don't want it. I can't make you want it. That's different. So there's different times. If you can't at least give me a fucking check-in once a week or when I ask you to, I'm not gonna sit here and try to talk you into it. I'm just gonna let you do your thing. And when you're ready and you actually want it, then we can talk. So trying to motivate people, there's only a certain time that it works. If not, you just don't want it. I'm gonna leave you the fuck alone. That's okay. Go play golf. You go cars.
Damn, this guy got roasted.
Instagram.
He's just asking about intensity. Oh my god!
Instagram.
Go play
Instagram
golf. The other guy said blocked him.
My bad.
Yeah, because I just kind of feel like social media has commodified bodybuilding. Like you can't. How could you say that? Like, anyone who really, really trains or is about this life, and I'm not talking about going there and putting 3 plates on a bench. Even if you're 100-pound person, you're pushing to your limit when you train. So if you have to ask someone on how to do that, you don't even understand bodybuilding 101.
Yeah.
You're still on first base, So
Like,
it's hard,
I'll leave it.
I agree with that, definitely.
Not anything like athletic in your life either, like it's just basic competition.
Yeah.
Like, competitive drive. You have to ask how to generate intensity.
Most of us have to be taught the opposite. Most of us have to be taught, like, bro, you got to recover. Take a rest day, bro. Relax. You know what? Pull back your volume. That's too much. Most of us, somebody has to talk us into actually doing less. That should be your mindset, because you should want it bad enough that if anything, you were doing too much. Too much training, too much whatever, and then you have to pull back. That's where I want your mind at. I wouldn't want your mind at a place that you need me to help you figure out a way to, like, push harder. But that's enough for roasting this dude. That's enough roasting this dude. All right. Did you guys see Flex Lewis injury?
Oh, that tricep tear.
Yeah.
I don't think we talked about it. Did anybody talk about it?
Sass looks good, by the way. Sass looks so good.
Yeah.
Those Persian genetics, bro.
Sass looks
for real.
Sass looks sassy.
He's been away for a while, right?
Yeah, for quite some time.
I think it's been like 4 years, right? At least 4 years, maybe 5 years.
Yeah.
I
think the last show he did, New York Pro, or Nathan won, right? Nathan.
Yeah, that New York Pro, he came second. I'll be on. Like, Nathan won. I felt like if he kept going, he would have gone to the Olympia. Like, he was one of my favorite physiques that year when I saw him.
He did Cal Pro that year too. I was there. He got second again to Nathan, actually. Was that the same year? I believe that was the same year.
Same year.
That was the last time he competed. I mean, he looked very impressive, man. Very impressive. I feel like Nathan had like a better upper body. He was bubbly. I think Nathan was even more bubbly back then, upper body wise. He
was with Jansen. I think I'm pretty sure that
he
was
did. Well,
Jansen, yeah.
I actually met them at LA Fitness. Matt and Nathan were training. I was like, these motherfuckers are working out at LA Fitness. What type of shit is this? But they was there. All right. Yeah, I guess he tore his tricep.
Doing what?
He was holding a door open and somebody kicked it, he said.
Oh, hell no. He should have. Oh, it depends who kicked. I was thinking he should have kicked the person, but holy fuck. Oh, shout out to Flex. I mean, does he? He don't compete, so I guess he probably doesn't really. It's not a big a deal to him these days.
But nobody wants an ugly tricep, you know.
Good point. Yeah, nobody wants to.
It makes your arm look bad in the sleeve. You know, I know because mine are ugly without even a tricep tear.
It don't help. It definitely don't help.
Poor guy, because he was on vacation when this happened. You know, so he had to fly back and get surgery. Like, come on, man. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
All right. Let's do one more question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Angry. I feel like Kennedy is ready to go after that intensity question.
No,
Put him in a bad mood.
Nah, I'm good. Just hungry. It's my off day, so my food is low, so I'm a little hungry.
Yeah, a little hungry.
Yeah.
If Quentin,
my cardio, Andrew cut my cardio down, Kennedy. It's just at 25. I feel good. I was feeling weird. I was doing as much cardio in the off season as Kennedy. I was like, something's not right, man. Something is not right.
One of the things. I fucking hate that shit. I can't stand cardio, but
that, bro.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I used to talk to Sid. I'm like, yo, he's got me on 50 minutes of cardio. Sid, how many are you doing? He's like, oh, you know, I'm still doing 20 minutes. I'm like, bro, he hasn't increased it. Like, what do you mean? You know,
but you know what?
That's messed up, man. It's not fair.
You do feel good. Like overall, I feel better. I feel more. I honestly just feel healthier. I actually have more energy, which is weird. You know, like I'm talking about like off season cardio.
Yeah.
Like I have more energy. I feel better. My workouts are better. I just don't like the time when I'm doing cardio, but generally I do feel a lot better. If I'm being honest.
I'm used to it now, but originally, I'll be honest, it was very, very hard to make that adjustment in off season. You know, I'm used to waking up now, go to the gym, go do my cardio, come back and train later. But originally, when this whole process started, I was like, fuck this, man. Why do I have to do this? Like, no one's doing cardio in off season, you know? But now,
photo shoot ready. Your photo shoot ready, your guest pose ready. Like, you're in a quality condition for for marketability. You know, you might be fat, but now you look great. So it's just the best thing.
You guys drive all the way to the gym for morning cardio?
Oh yeah. Do you have it at your apartment or something?
I do. I actually have. I have a full gym downstairs, but I actually have cardio equipment in the actual apartment as well.
No shit.
I'm lazy, brother. I'm lazy.
That's crazy. But for me, I'm at the point now where the only thing I like to do is stairs. I only like to do stairs. So it's like if I can't get on the Stairmaster, I feel like that 40 minutes, it's not a true 40 minutes.
It's not the same.
I don't get the same. It's not the same, you know? So
yeah.
I
got a Stairmaster right there in my apartment.
Damn, are you serious?
No, I'm fucking with you.
Move to LA, bro. I'm about to move to LA right now.
Ronnie called me.
I bought a bike offer up for $40.
I did, yeah. I definitely bought. Some of my clients have this treadmill that they use that it's just a board. You guys ever seen that? It's a board on the floor.
I've seen those.
I'm like,
doesn't it have like it has like a weight limit too? It's like 240 pounds or something like that. It's not very heavy.
Good point. I mean, it's only the female clients that really have it. So
yeah,
I guess I didn't think about that. If I would have bought one, I don't know if that works.
Yeah.
But I mean, the least I could do is go downstairs. It's downstairs. It'll be okay. All right.
That's good. That's good.
If Quentin qualifies to Olympia, how high could you see him placing at his first Olympia?
Top 15.
Top
Top
15.
10.
Yeah. I can't see top 10. I can't
Well,
see.
I say it this way: if he ends up qualifying, I think he's doing the same shows that Tonio's doing, so I definitely see him around those same slots, as Tonio. So somewhere around the bottoming out the top 10, or close to it. That's what I think.
Okay. I guess that was last year. So if we go on this year, okay. Hadi or Derek, Derek, Hadi, Nick, Samson, Brandon, Andrew.
Andrew hasn't qualified.
No, but I'm
yeah.
saying,
But you're saying like okay.
kind of who would based off placing, like who is going to be there? I said Andrew, Chris, Hunter,
yeah,
Crizzo,
Martin's qualified.
Martin.
But no, are we doing people we think are top 10 or people who've qualified? Because you're doing top 10 people, right? I feel like Martin's top 10, though, for sure.
I'm saying qualified because I don't think everyone is going to qualify.
But the guys you mentioned qualify. Hunter's going to qualify.
All those guys you mentioned are going to qualify. And put Martin there because he's qualified.
Okay, so Martin then. Okay, go ahead.
Basically, I'm naming the people that Quentin is going to have to beat to be top 10.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. I don't. We could say Nexzilla. We could say Tonio.
Yeah.
I think Quentin can beat Tonio. I think he can beat Nexzilla. I think it's possible he could beat Crizzo. I gotta see how he looks in New York first.
You guys are right.
But
I think you guys are right. Now I think about it, makes sense.
Quentin is like what? He's 270 now. Is what I'm hearing. He's gonna be 270 at this show.
Yeah.
Like you look at Samson, you look at Andrew, and they're 280 to 285 plus, right? And so I just don't think that Quentin has the muscle just yet. I think Quentin looks fantastic, like cool guy, great physique, but I just don't think he's got all the muscle he needs.
But okay, but look at it this way. Those guys are 270, 280, but they're not in the kind of shape Quentin is in right now. You know?
That's true.
So what he's giving up in that 10 pounds, he's making it back up in condition. It's something we're gonna honestly. I think we're gonna have a better idea after seeing how he looks in New York. Yeah. There's no way he's gonna be as dense as Nick and Martin and Stu. Like at his height, he's just not going
adjustments, to be. He's done for posing. He's done some adjustments to his posing. I think this is gonna help him out a lot to look thicker and denser. More than
I also don't believe he needs to be as dense as Andrew and Samson in order to be top 10. I think with his strengths, if he's bigger if he's at least visually bigger by a decent amount than last year, I think that could be enough just based off his other strength. Because
we forgot Rafa too. When we talk about the top 10 that you guys just mentioned, that's why Rafa's I think you guys are right. I don't like to limit anyone's potential, but bodybuilding paper, like the paper of how things go, is going to be hard for him to kind of get to that top 10 level. I
know Bonac is on the tail end, but he's also never been outside the top 10. So I don't think we can just assume that he's all of a sudden going to fall outside the top 10. He's not the same bodybuilder he was, but he's still Bonac,
M-Pro is going to be crazy, man. You got Bonac, you got Sauce doing it, you got Nathan doing it. That's going to be a very competitive freaking show. That's going to be the New York Pro of Europe,
Yeah.
If you make top 10 at this Olympia, you are top tier.
Yes.
In the past, I think like top 6 was top tier, right? For the most part. This year, that top 10, I'll go as far as say possibly, top 10 for sure. You're top tier, bro. You're top shit. If you can qualify for this Olympia, you're like a top pro. You're not. There's no run in the mill pro qualifying for Olympia this year. If you qualify for the Olympia, you got something special because this shit is no fucking joke. You know, so regardless of placings, Quentin is a remarkable talent, but top 10 is going to be difficult. I think we all can agree it's possible, but is it probable? I got to see him because right now we're just assuming we're seeing him last year with a little bit bigger. We don't know what that looks like on stage, you know. And with the height, we just it could look better, or it can, you know, the height can make you look lanky, or it can make you look actually more impressive structurally. So that's something that we just have to see it, you know. So let's see it, you know.
Quint's either going to be second or he's going to be fifth in New York.
I agree. Honestly, I agree. It's going to be hard to throw him in third, fourth. It's going to be kind of strange, you know. He's the odd man. I think he has. It would look better if he's standing next to Andrew and Samson, right? Yeah. When Nick did the Arnold, he was the odd man out because Ramy, Andrew, Samson were the tall, wide guys, and Nick was not. So he was the odd man out. This time it's the opposite. Whereas Quentin is the odd man out. Everybody is more dense and shorter, you know. So Stu is a nice balance where he has some aesthetics, he has some mass monsterish, and he's not short, but he's not tall. 5'9" is the average height of a man in America, actually, right?
Yeah, I've never been as high on Stu as I have been like these last 2 weeks. Like I didn't think that he was going to be as competitive in New York as up until like these recent updates. Like he's hard as heck and he's really big. You know, we know he's not going to be smaller than anybody up there, and the structure is good. It's just he's going to be pushing that second spot with anybody.
I'm telling you, he's qualifying this year. I said it. He's qualifying this year.
I see it.
Yeah.
I mean, like originally before Nick jumped in, I actually had Stu winning. I was like, I think Stu is going to be Tonio this year, you know. And then everybody jumped in, so I'm like, okay, probably second to Nick. Then I see Martin. I'm like, maybe Martin could beat him. But after seeing this recent update, I think in my head at least, I think he's back up to that second-ish area. You know, if I'm being honest, just he had a lot of strong points, man, and you don't see very much weak points. But gentlemen, I'm getting hypo once again.
Guys are about to die.
I got it.
Yeah. All right.
I gotta go eat.
Good chat.
Thank you,
Sid. Thanks for coming on, Sid. Appreciate you.
Lots of fun. Later, guys.
All right,
bye, guys. Thank you.
Right. Take care.
Yes, sir.